away from this clash, yeah.
Podium hip. Dang, son.
Fresh out the drink and I'm back to selling west side of here, rolling with the click of no telling what I do to get my fucking show, man, show.
It's all semi-synthetic, eh?
So fast on my feet, no fence, no chases, no lead, no cases, no blood, no faces, those dead, no traces. You don't wanna try me, no patience, no patience. Headed to the eyes.
Shit, I forgot to ask him what this was. Oh, here we go. That's why my shit wasn't glittering in the thumbnail. Plug it in the charge, unplug it, it's back on minimum.
I ain't a suspect, I ain't on the list, I'm a no-face killer, they don't know I exist. I got my
Coming through like Freddy Krueger back in the days of the SS concentration camps, and I don't give a the concrete smells damp. So these white boys get to do whatever the fuck they want to niggers, and it's okay. Cops won't do nothing, and all these white people are gonna go along with it. Oh, I know, because the other day, I'm cussing on the elevator, another fucking white person pushes her way on the door is closing, and there's another one right there. No, I gotta get on with the nigger. I gotta absorb his virus so I can pass it on to the other niggers. Because I can't catch it myself no more, just like B19. So I know these people are reading everything I post and watching everything I post, because a year ago, I explained that I knew what they were doing. White people can't pass on B19 indefinitely. They get over it in a week, and then they can't pass it on anymore. They can't shed the live virus anymore. They're trying to collect the live virus from my saliva, from my coffee cups and things. They've been caught over and over, literally 100 times, trying to take my cutlery, my food, everything. If I throw a piece of garbage, like they're on it, you know, it's pathetic. Now, this year, they're like, oh, I'll catch his COVID and pass it. That's not the same thing. That's how dumb these people are. So as this person, she shoves her way on the elevator, I go, God damn it, another fucking white person pushing her way to my personal space. She goes, glares at me through her fucking, she had a scarf on, right? Oh, I run around with bandanas, you're going to call the cops. You're going to put scarves on, that's okay. By the way, a silk scarf ain't stopping nothing. You need cotton, stupid. So anyway, my boy with the 4.5, oh, oops, was I supposed to say that? He didn't shoot nobody, so. What 4.5? 5.4, 5.44, 50, I don't, 22? I don't remember. He gave me this, which I'm not going to smoke. And here's why. One, he crumbled it up on his hands. Whatever. Probably wouldn't care about that a lot of times. Except that I got B19. I got acute chest syndrome. Oh, yeah, I'm actually medical. You people see me pulling off miracles and go, oh, he's not actually disabled. Yeah. Okay, fine. So this came from Cafe. I was going to smoke it to prove a point and be like, this is garbage, and then smoke the other one that we just had and then the new one, but why? It's fucking garbage. So I'll put it somewhere for later when I'm really desperate. I'll give it to a crackhead because they don't know the difference, right? Oh, some of these people don't smoke weed every day and need it all the time like I do, so they get a joint from a dispensary. To them, it's a joint. They don't think nothing of it being low THC or anything else. These are the same guys that'll drink the cheap beer. They'll just drink two of them, right? So can't hit them for that. What do you got here? I know it's not gonna smell. I know it's not gonna smell. The bat. Right, we went over that. They're using the same bags that the food bank is using on any given day, right? I don't know, it smells like weed. I can't tell, is that fruity or is that the train wreck shit? They're both green with orange head. Look at the size of them buds, eh? This one is a complete bud. And I think this one is too. Oh, that one obviously is, because it's nice and long and thick. There's only 4 or 5 buds in here. I'm gonna weigh that in a second. Roll one up. What we got over here? Fuck, we still got it. We still didn't finish this shit, huh? Okay, we'll get to that. I don't know if you can see on this camera. Probably not. The entire inside of this dish is covered in green and crystals. Nice. Oh, you can see it on the bottom there. And you can see right here the dents. I've dropped this probably 50 or 100 times. Should I smoke the cafe joint? I don't trust them motherfuckers. Bunch of gay, half-white motherfuckers. Constantly trying to poison Indians and niggers. Constantly. I've caught them over and over. This year they're running dispensaries, I know. But before they used to do other things. They're not new. Why are they running dispensaries? Because they thought we would want to run the dispensaries. No. On the reserve, you saw like 2 dispensaries for 1,000 dealers because they could. They felt like it. And down here, it don't work like that. I've known these people forever, Bradra. They keep stepping out of their lane. Oh, check that out. That's rust, eh? It's not dirt, that's rust. I guess they weren't expecting us to reuse the bottle and the cap, eh? No, I don't trust those people. They'll be trying to put something in my split or something. Could be a total setup, the whole situation, eh? I swear to God, somebody getting a gunshot right now. Brethren, calm down. You don't want them to call the cops on this. I don't give a fuck if they call the cops. Yeah, right now you don't. In the morning you will. 5 minutes later, the man saying, "Oh, was I harassing people? Was I running up on people? Holy shit, Brethren." Oh yeah, there was the one guy. And we go, oh yeah, you seen the fucking 30 people bringing disease to our country? You're gonna get a gunshot. Oh, the fucking pigs call me back again. Calling me from block numbers too. You're so special, you gotta block your number. And hang up on the second ring, eh? Yeah, you're really doing your job, eh? We'll get to that in a second. Oh, I know. I can go up there and kick every door and wake up the whole floor and do this and that. If I really wanted to, I'd go up there and shut the power off for the whole floor and let them sort it out in the morning. Oh, but again, that gives them the excuse again. See what the dirty nigger lover's doing? He went and did this. He went and did that. Oh, yeah. I'll have the one guy and then 20 apartments of other people. Right. I'm not fucking stupid. Huh? Well, I mean, I am, but I know I'm stupid, so I compensate for it. Why do the police have to ask me 3 or 4 fucking times who I am and what my apartment number is? Would I like them to come talk to me? No. You were just given all the information of an assault. You are now required by statute, legislation, case law to go file that charge. This is the 5th time in a year, the 6th time in a off the top of my head, I can think of 6 occasions where they've just not bothered. Oh, well, you're a nigger, so we're not going to do that. Oh, if a girl says that her boy hit her, and then she says, no, no, he didn't, it's too late. Once they say it, once the cop hears it, he's required by law to file the charge. There is no pressing charges. Did you press charges? Anybody saying that shit isn't even from here. They don't know the fucking lingo. There is no pressing of charges for fuck all. Or for not for fucking body crimes, assaults. So the question then becomes, how come they're allowed to? If I throw blood at somebody, that's a murder attempt, right? Oh, I'm gonna get charged for looking at a white person because I scared them. But they can throw diseases and shit at me, come at me with a knife and a hammer, and you're not gonna do anything. You're not even gonna talk to them, man. We'll get these motherfuckers on the phone in a minute, don't worry. Oh, I'm always raucous tonight, brethren. My boy's out there with the 4 or 5. I wasn't joking. I've never been joking. Never, never. From the age of like 7, I've been telling you we have guns, and you're okay. The age of 7 that I've been saying this shit. Something like that. This is the rainbow thing. I don't know if I want to try that. Let's try. I'm pretty sure this is Trainwreck. Let's I'm not smoking that cafe shit. Child molesting, fucking race trading, fucking pieces of shit. Oh yeah, everything about cafe is geared towards children. Everything about cafe is geared towards children. Why? Why? I can smoke weed and, I don't know, babysit or teach a class. And the two things don't have nothing to do with the kids. Why you gear all your marketing in an underhanded way towards kids and then pretend it doesn't? You're like, oh, children? I don't know. Children don't exist. I don't know. Pedophiles do that. Children? What is a child? I know not of what you speak. Pedophiles do that. That over pretending too much not to know what you're talking about. I know I'm rambling. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna ramble like a rambler, nigga. Here comes the Batmobile. I could tell by the demon in the grill. Isn't this convenient? Stainless steel, stainless steel, stainless steel. Watch this. See that little piece? Not actually part of the bud. There we go. Ooh. Oh, that's bright. Is that moved, eh? No, that doesn't. Oh, because I threw that piece in there. Okay. 204. Like the area code there. But man, look at my dick, really. Oh, that's only 115. I'm not gonna do that. I'll do them all. Oh yeah, we don't fuck around, man. This one not really that big, eh? Oh, you're funny. You're funny. You're funny. Oh, right. So that one was two. What did I say? 17 or something. Millimeters a gram. $700, nigga. Yeah, I'll hook you up, sort of. Can you see the crystals and shit in here? No, probably not. I don't need this anymore. I'll need it later. I don't need it right now. It's on 3, or 1 actually. It was 3, 2, 1, flash off. 3, 2, 1, flash 0. You can set your white balance of this shit up. It's on 2. I'm trying to bring out the greenness more. No, see, I'm gonna fuck it up. Did my cigarette go out? Looks like it. It's still hot, but it's out. Oh yeah, in theory this pops right in, right? But mine is all fucked up. Mine's unique for some reason. Alright, what am I gonna do with that little piece so I don't mix it up? I gotta put it back in the nickel bag, eh? We'll smoke that after. I just want to separate from this. So apparently you can be as violent as you want if you're a racist white person out here. Apparently. Well, here's the deal. They want every black child to be trained, okay, that to believe that they themselves are always violent and white people are never violent while the white people are hitting you, so you won't fight back. So you go, no, because I'm violent, so I can't fight back because that's promoted violence. They want you trained like a dog, okay? So if they use a certain tone of voice, you'll go, oh, sorry, without even knowing why you're saying sorry. So when the white person steps into your space, you'll automatically move out of their space. The only reason I do that is because I have a compromised immune system and they know it. Actually, that's 90% of the reason. 10% of the reason comes down to this. When you put your hands on me, it's between me and you. If I don't do nothing, my boy's going to blow your brains out with the shotty. So I got to do something. Ask the Persian across the street at the grocery store. He was warned, don't do that. Because what you're doing means I have to address it. Or my boys will. You're not getting it. Because they won't let the public perception get out there that, oh, Richie didn't even do nothing. He just let it happen. They won't let that reputation go out there like that, because that ain't the case. So if I don't do something in a reasonable period of time, they're going to do something much, much bigger. It's happened before. Okay, so you people put your hands on me. Oh, that's the other 10% of the reason. 90% of the reason I got a compromised immune system. 10% of the reason, if I let you put your hands on me now, it turns into a thing. Oh, but you're running around saying I'm the violent running off the top type shit. I don't know how to control my own. I do need that. And that's the other thing. Oh yeah, niggers are inherently violent and all these other things that are not true. In fact, the opposite is true. You know why white people are white? They got kicked out of Africa. They got sent to the Caucasus Mountains. They got kicked out, nigga. You think there would be a separated group of white people if that hadn't happened? You think albinos today would get treated the way they're treated in Africa if that wasn't true? Wow, the dots are so easy to connect, bro. Oh, did I just prove that your white written history books verify what I just said about white people? Oh my God, you repeated the history yourself. You're the ones that taught me this shit. About you, yourselves. About yourselves. In the last year, I've been sexually assaulted by 3 white people. No black people. I've never been sexually assaulted by black people. I think I had $5 stolen once from a kid that was black at the time, but I wasn't a white black thing at the time. And I had $85, so he didn't really. It was one of these dumb things. White people have stolen, let's see, $3,300,000 from me. And my name is on it. And the government says, no, that doesn't count. Because if they agree that that money is mine, they also have to agree that the Indian Capital Trust account is also mine. It would set case law. They literally used my own case against me to not set case law for me and my people. That's how fucked up this shit is. So my mother's Afro-Dutch, but she didn't know that till recently. And I think that's what's fucked her up a little bit here and there. Because she does white people things, but not very well. Stealing money without getting in trouble, alright? Well, she's left a fucking paper trail of evidence all over the goddamn place. Abusing your kids. Again. Oh, don't get it twisted. I don't hate my mother. She's still my mother. I will say things about her. You don't. I want you trained to fucking. If a white guy says, you want to open that fucking door, you're gonna do it because you want to. Oh, did you hear how I said that? Okay, go check out the Lowdown Tracks videos on this website. There's a search bar here somewhere. Lowdown Tracks. I've pointed this dude out before. I'm not gonna point. The man with the golf club. So I'm walking away from the door. I've already taken 3 steps. I'm looking at my phone. The white guy says, hey, you want to open that door? You want to press that button? I'm on my phone. I look up. I'm mid-step on my 4th step. He goes, oh, no, you don't. You're an asshole. You see how quickly that is? I was supposed to do it for her. I'm an asshole. No, I can't be an asshole. I'm a nigger. I'm a shit baby. I can't be an asshole. I can be one or the other. I can't be both. Oh, the skid mark guy, he's gone. I was really looking forward to fucking his ass up, eh? I guess we sort of did, because he thought he was Mr. White Man in charge of everything. He got evicted for picking on black people. Well, for how he picked on black people. He started some big ruckus in the hallway, kicking on people's doors and things, eh? Oh, you can't play the white supremacist, white people are up here, white is right, white is might thing, and act like a nigger in the street. You can't do both. You can't do both. You gotta be gentlemanly about your gangster shit, and you're not. White people never been gentlemanly about gangster shit. You're like one gangster out of like 10 million white people, and you're like, yeah, that's us. That's our stereotype. No, it's not. The stereotype of white criminals is they all drive garbage trucks. Oh, what you gonna do? You're gonna throw your little thin gold chain with the cross on it at me and choke me? Or you got the Cadillac with the boomerang TV antenna in the back, and you're gonna what? Hit me with it or like what? What are you people gonna do? Nothing, brethren. That's what you're gonna do. So we got some. Oh, it's 4:20 Universal Time. 4:20 minutes. Top Universal Coordinate. You're thinking that's not UTC. No, it's not. I don't know what this is. This might be the train wreck. Doesn't really smell fruity, so I don't think it's that rainbow kush stuff. It's rainbow kush. I know what they did. They're like, tastes like fruit. I tell you what, let's tell them it's called rainbow kush. Yeah, because it's fruity. Get it? I think that's what happened. Second cigarette gone. I still ain't got this lid and rolled. Damn it. Damn it, damn it. Oh, look, a bastard stick. No, I can crunch that one up. There we go. So Buddy's got a hate on for me, the little white dude. Obviously, he's got all sorts of things to say about how he's seen me all this time, blah, blah, blah. He ain't been here that long to see me that long. I'm always wearing the same clothes. Yeah, like work clothes like you're wearing. He's going on about how he works in this shit. Like, oh, really? You work? And as I'm starting to say this, because I'm thinking, I've never seen you work in this building at all, buddy. But I was also at the same time thinking, yeah, me too. I've been hauling the garbage and things around here. No, he doesn't work in this shit. The thoughts are going so fast in his head. He's been thinking so much in his head that as he's speaking, he's leaving out half the fucking sentence. Because he said, so he goes, oh, yeah, I have a job. Not like you. I see you all the time wearing the same clothes. Like, I see you wearing the same goddamn clothes. You've been wearing that hat for fucking 2 months or whatever. All these people come out of the woodwork at the same time, man. I see them talking to each other, and then they'll look up and look at me like, I see you. I know you know each other. Yeah, that guy started with me yesterday. He's talking to you, and in 10 minutes, you're going to start. And then I'll see you talking to that guy. 20 minutes later, he's going to start. And I'm going to be fucking retarded and not put 2 and 2 together, right? Oh. That's like this thing with the video, like my fucking user interface getting fucked with. Where's the guy that does that? Oh, he's not here now. They don't get paid 24/7. Where is he? Why isn't it happening now? It only happens during certain operating hours, right? That's funny. That's funny to me. That is humorous to me. Oh, and I had one of my points proven today. I had about 8 different fucking people walking directly at me. They're going around shit to come to me and then go back. Why? I go into all the details, but the point is, in the lineup at the goddamn beer store, these fucking people, and I keep saying things. Yo, white boy, why are you fucking stepping in my space like I won't juke you? Yo, white broad, why the fuck you coming up in my face? The one girl looked like fucking and then looked away again. I know you could hear me. You just looked right at me, pretending she don't hear me. Why'd you come around the back of the truck to go all the way around to go back to the other side where you started from? That doesn't make sense. She wasn't doing a circle check or nothing. She walked with her face puckering their lips like an asshole right up to my face. Why? Why? What is the goal here? Why is it all fucking white people doing this? At certain, there's people that have darker skin that are going to be like, oh yeah, I'm black. You're not black. You're more than half white. One of your parents is white and the other one is half white. How the fuck are you black? You're not even from where black people come from, bro. That don't even make sense. Oh, I know there's black people in South America, but these ones are not them. These people are not those people. Like the Aryan, Persian, Iranian being written down as a POC, person of color. That's as funny as saying that I got into an altercation with his loss prevention officer. I'm the reason they don't have loss prevention at that grocery store. Oh, I stopped protecting the store? They've had security there nonstop for the last year. 24/7. I got into a mix with his security. There was no loss prevention in the store. This Persian is so proud of his empire. He sells food to niggers. He orders niggers around all day. Oh, me, uh, I think I'm a nigger, therefore he's going to come correct me. Tell me I'm white. Tell me to go through the white girl's cashier or else. I'm not talking to the bitch, bro. I went through once in the fucking... Every time I go through a white cashier, they don't want to give me my change. They don't want to give me my receipt. Oh, 20 years ago it used to be, what's in your pockets? You stole some. I'll call the cops. Nigga, give me my shit. No, you're not going to give me my... Give me back my money. We throw the shit at them. Give us back our money. Call the cops, buddy. On camera. Yeah, because in the 80s, we knew the cameras were there. So in the 90s, we were already used to it. We grew up with this shit. Eh? That's another thing. Oh, you dress like this? You must be one of them dumb nigger gang members from the 80s, eh? Nope. Those are my OGs, so don't call them that. Oh, see, we're a combination of two things. We will spray the gun on camera. But when we're identifiable on camera, we won't do nothing. It's like that, you know. I know, you're so good. You're so tough. By the way, I've been threatening people nonstop. Why am I not in jail? Why am I not in jail for threatening people? The police are picking and choosing what to enforce. They can't charge me with threatening because then they would also have to charge these white people for why I threatened them. You have to write down the threat. What was the threat? If you don't do something about these white boys committing hate crimes to niggers in this niggerhood, we are going to do something about it. That's the threat. It's recorded on the phone. I know I fucked up the mic earlier, but that's what I fucking said basically on the fucking phone. Are you making a threat on an open line? Open line? What do you mean open line? The fuck? That's not an open line, stupid. That's not what open line means. How the fuck you work on a phone and not know what that means? Is there a reason I'm on speakerphone? The correct answer to that is, what difference does it make? I have a disability, so I'm using a speakerphone. I have enough money to buy a speakerphone, I'm using it. No, niggers aren't allowed. If I use a cell phone, I have to justify. If I carry a laptop down the street, I have to justify why I have it. Oh yeah, they fractured my skull for having a laptop and walking up to a car and attempting to get into the car. Oh, they searched the car too, but they saw that I hadn't touched the car yet, so they searched the car illegally, completely illegally. If they had found something in it, they would have tried to put it on me. It's a rental car. Oh yeah, it's 2020. These rental car things have been around since like 1995. They're still pretending they don't know what an instant car rental is. The car is covered in stickers. There's signs around it saying "Rent me by the hour." Blah blah blah. Oh well, you look suspicious coming out of that car. We've had break-ins here, buddy. I'm the only person not suspicious. I'm a legally authorized user of this property, this premises. How the fuck am I the one that looks suspicious? Oh, we don't know what you are. I'm wearing all black clothes with all the white logos blacked out. All my friends are black. All I do is with black people, and you still gonna pretend you don't know that I'm black. I've been making these hate crime complaints for a long fucking time, but they don't know that but I have no idea what I'm talking about. You have a history of hate crimes? They don't know what I'm talking about. They try saying, oh, I'm not aware of that. They don't know what the RCMP is? That's funny. They don't know who Knock No is? 436 Symington? Blam, 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 blam. Oh, that's not a Toronto police thing. Really? It was when it happened. Homicide 14 or whatever. The fuck it was? 2014, whatever. I can look that up right now for all it matters. We told you, Asian assassins, don't come around here doing what you're doing, you'll get shot at. We didn't say we're going to have you shot. We said, you doing what you're doing out here, we'll get you shot at. And you got shot at. Oh, and all the dumbass fucking half-breed chink bitches and the Thai girly boys that think these guys are going to be your mandem and take care of you. Terry Nguyen ducked behind his fucking bitch, eh? That's why she got shot. They weren't aiming for her. We never aim for people other than the target. We always hit our targets. You want to know what happened? They pointed at him. He ducked. The bullet hit the girl. That's how fast it happens. Everybody else in the place injured by shattered glass, that's your own dumb fault. Shatterproof glasses have been the law in Scotland and London for like 22 fucking years or 24 fucking years. Toronto, 2020, you can't afford a shatterproof glass? It's cheaper to replace 100 regular glasses than to buy one shatterproof glass? Really? And the reason is the same thing as you see me with the bottle, eh? I'll walk up to you with the bottle and bang it on the ground and fuck you with it, bro. Right in the face. Red, 4, 5. So this is a nice wide one, too. This will leave marks all over, like that, too. The bullets hit the glass and fucking... That's your fault for standing next to all that glass. And look at me, I'm so dainty with glass. Oh, it could break and hurt people, but I'm white, so I'm special. Look at me. Homicide number 15, doesn't matter. In 2006, homicide 13 and 14. One of them, there were people injured at the pizza shop because the bullets went through the glass and the glass went flying. All you business owners want to act like it's somebody else's fault when someone gets injured on your property. The Arabs don't do that. In fact, the only people that do that, do that are the white people here. Come over to my house, it's safe, man. And then something bad happens. Oh, it's not my fault. All right. I've got to turn the music back on. There's got to be like the Bubba Death or Bubba Push or something. Why all your marketing targeted towards kids? I know this city. They will overlock your door or just put a sticker on it or something. Don't come in. You know what they did to Cafe? Concrete blocks, this fucking big. Concrete fucking blocks in front of the doors of the store. They're a bunch of pedophiles, obviously. Guys at the city went, hey, I know what we can do. Let's go put some concrete blocks right in front of that shit. Yeah, moving, let's go do it. They brought a crew down and they did it. If we don't like your asses. Oh, do you want to know what they have sitting up front of the place? Token white guy, token black guy who's actually half white, token Asian girl. Not token, token, T-O-K-E-N, like not real. All the bluffs, 187 with my motherfucking motherfucking ass. I got the dickies on the fucking show. Bloods have been here since 89. Crips and Bloods down there have been here since 79 or earlier. You're gonna stop what? What are you gonna stop? Well, you think Vincenzo Barrasso is gonna help you stop me? You just paid me $62 he owes me. This is the mafia and Filipinos sending me letters that I owe them $36 while they owe me like $90. I had to go gangster on them to get it. I was saving that in reserve to get the money whenever later. I do that with everything. I got like 100 reserves of money out there. I'll come get it later. You better have it too.
40 on my hip. Dang, son, I gotta reload it like a gun. Tantrum just for fun. They wanna see me with my hands out begging for funds. They ain't gonna see that shit cause I really make runs. They saying that they gotta get the job done. And when my crew come, they ain't gonna say no more in the slum. They gonna be deceased from head to toe. They ain't gonna breathe no more. Ain't gonna see no tree. Ain't no more paradise down here. It's only hell or up. You won't get a chance no more down here. I ain't showing no fear. I gotta ride for by the side, and they gotta ride for me, cause they gotta say that they'll die for me. They gotta shine for me. If I shine on my own, then
I saw
fuck, they won't lie for me. They won't lie for me.
Black Baseball Absence Rider.
I'm in this big
Like the rental truck company.
They ain't shining with me because I put them all in the past. I told all these haters cut them off and all to kiss my ass. Haters don't love it, I ball just like Nash. Saying that they want a ball, throwing bins in the trash. I'ma hit it up like fuck you haters. I gotta see it later, like fucking adding up my stacks with the calculator. Saying that they wanna brave something just like braver. I'ma be braver
Not
than
a problem,
you.
because once I
Probably
get
the
these
first
couple little pieces here,
I never broke
I'm gonna have to break up one of these big buds. I don't really want to.
Shit, boy, I gotta remix this shit like a bitch gotta read this.
I want to sell this one to somebody.
Just
wrap the blunt wrap around it.
from this clash, yeah.
No, it looks like a dick. I gotta do something about that.
DJ can put the competition to danger. 4, 3, 2, 1, and slap it. Jack. Glock 43 saved for the package. They get
You know what I'm saying? It's a Glock 43. I didn't say Glock, bro. I don't. Why are you so upset, Mr. Officer? You choked me and I didn't die. You threatened me. You're riding with a little pussy boy. That's a flip over. Oh, wow. I wasn't joking. I don't like the racial group like that. I asked if you were a part of it. I'm pretty sure you are.
Talking Panthers, chop for train. That nigga we
If you're not, you look like one now, Cal. Like you anyway. We'll just chalk it up to fucking reality and not hate crime.
So what my dudes now? Let my dudes they've been doing now. When you start getting like a U-Haul, move around. Kids got my music in class, spreading the schools down. The demon killed Jesus, get some king of the shoes now. A shot blast, it was blasphemous. With this piece of Jesus, what
I'm an anti-Semite, Afro Dutch.
back and forth, nigga, like a racquetball. Bike crash, nigga still rapping when I had crack
Hold
my
up.
jaw. Got a new strap, see the
Call
party
Jesus in the street.
You niggas make this easy, call Keezy. Niggas
No, for
disrespect
taking
her,
a white
she get
supremacist
TT.
for picking
Couldn't
on
take a
Jews
shot
and
of this paper, it's
Muslims.
not
I'm
TV.
anti-Semite.
Motherfucker,
You're
I'm
funny,
told me to
bro.
drink green tea. I gotta could've washed these bags.
I
Got
got
an AR in this
in your
hockey
husband
bag.
bag.
See, that's the most basic. When I step out the matrix, try to give you a playlist. I put that on my handkerchief.
The Beethoven
From
in
a
that
gang of
bag.
Crips. Dodgy con when the banging off a banana clip. LL when the nigga down on cannabis. One star whenever they beat niggas on cameras. We transport weight, it's grams. On the scale top, the word looks strong enough to bribe or have your bell product. Fuck house arrest and go visit you with the bell cops. You're not home, I promise that you gon' see what that bell does. From the projects, then you gon' catch the concept. From 006 and the rock collage in the complex.
That happened. That really happened. As the police were coming in the fucking complex, somebody threw a fucking RPG off the fucking balcony. They gave it to They gave it to the Canadian Forces to do with whatever they wanted, and the Canadian Forces couldn't figure out where the fucking thing came from. They don't know where it came from.
Sex, money, get murder is what I fantasize.
I wonder how many of my videos got deleted. I don't care. I don't check notifications. I don't check comments. I don't care how many subscribers there are. I don't look at the thumbs up thing. I boycott this thumbs up, thumbs down thing because it's supposed to be two. It's supposed to be two thumbs up or two thumbs down or one up when you only get one choice. What the fuck? Oh, and now nobody can see them, so what the fuck's the point? Go check your like list. No one can see it. They didn't tell anybody they were doing that.
About my equilibrium, I need to answer why. I need these banknotes and millions and pauses for my mini-men to lay up in the B and see this D up in between my thighs.
Google and YouTube are known for making logical fucking choices.
Killer fans, they never knew I want to murder guys. You an accident murderer, you want to earn your pies. Coming off niggas when all these hammers fly. I came up off the noodles. The hustle game was crucial. You govern, then they shoot you. Understand my whys? I can still be on my hammer shit. No, but the MC in me burning like this cannabis. I'm paramount on Atlas. Peep the flash you with the Sorrento. It's the only thing that's switching up. The game chill like menthol. Yo, who are you is Kimbo? I've been broken, came up with, lost that and still cope. You niggas joking, still broke. Bring my niggas in and out. I'm about to hit the books, I'm the accountant. Tunnel vision, rook versus all them crooks, I am surrounded. Pretty like the pound get. My bite bucket louder than these gang events. Ain't none of you has been a threat. I'll show you how this 30 get. That's my age guard, it's in the next planet for the president. These pussies on the internet, so flashing on my game they rap. I never knew about Snoopy and Connect. I was the first female to run a rapper's rap. You twisted cause I cut the dress. Took principled of older heads. I'm surely about this bread though. When I was talking about my kinfolk, them years ended zero. There's deuces on the decade. You jump on so it's still fade. I'm coming through the fuck it up like Luke Cage. I'm wavy like a loose braid. I'm still on point. Come on, go flying in the loose cage. Money get murdered is what I fantasize. Sex, money, and murder is what I fantasize. Sex, money, and murder is what I fantasize. Sex, money, and murder is what I fantasize. Y'all were getting shot up, I was getting my bars up. I'm still getting caught one of the best in Toronto. Sex, drugs, and murder for money. You coming from me, I'm fucking gully. You still living, then you was lucky. You a public figure, trying your best. In this fight, we fight to the death. You bitches lost your sight and your breath. Taking your senses for granted. We came up here in Maryland, and you and your homie go.
You catch that? You're a public figure, trying your best. We bang on everybody. Was it Smitherman or whatever the fuck homo's name is? His partner, I don't know if that means they're married or what, got the shit kicked out of him. Half to death, literally, left in the bushes here. The cops didn't even look for him. Oh, they came right to the building. Oh, have you seen this guy? No, how the fuck would we have seen him, bro? What the fuck are you talking about? Did they even look in the bushes? No. 5 of them to come in and show us a poster, not leave any posters for us to put on the window or nothing. And fucking, he's literally across the street in the bushes for 3 fucking days. A couple weeks go by. They beat him half to death again. Yeah, dead in the same fucking bushes. Politician's husband. My block, not my city or my side of the city. Across the fucking street where the Persian works every day. Literally where he parks his car. You think I'm fucking joking? Me not need to tell jokes, brother. Me laugh because life is funny. You're a public figure trying your best. You're a public figure trying your best. Hey, Tori, I think you need to get a vest. Am I threatening you? No, I'm telling you to link up with the right gang, stupid, and you're not. Oh, he threatened us. I don't know. I don't get it. Go look through our Facebooks. The vests we're selling ain't bulletproof. Selling, yeah. We sell clothes and yeah. You're unemployed. Dude, I work 6 fucking jobs. How you keep calling me unemployed? Why these white people always try to convince me I'm unemployed? I'm self-employed. I'm independent. Oh, the government pays the rent on the government apartment the same as everybody else's? So what? That don't mean nothing. A rising tide raises all boats. I'm gonna see white boy again. He's only 5'4", eh? You started shaking when you started to go over there, go over there. No, no. I'm talking to you now. I need you to hear me. So I'm getting very close, baby. You shoved me off the elevator, eh? Oh, he didn't like being stuck in an elevator that won't move. He didn't like that. Oh, so his allegation would be, I'm going to put my hands on him. No, I'm not. I'm just going to stop the elevator. Yes, the other thing I always do, you do that shit pushing your way in the elevator, I hit every fucking button and get off. That's how I had to stop these assholes from fucking crowding the elevators every fucking time. They know I have sickle cell. They know it. They also know I'm a dealer and a banger, and I don't want all these people crowding me on the elevator. You crowd the elevator, I'm going to start jerking people. I ain't going to ask what you're doing here. Why are you all crowding me? Oh, yeah, one person gets on, and then one more, and then 2 more, and then 1 more, and then 1 more. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, and the big white guy that stepped in front of me like he can't see me starts stepping backwards. Like, oh, really? Like, that's just coincidence. People just naturally do that. All 6 people are in the 1 square meter on one side of the elevator. That's funny. I'm schizophrenic, but that's normal, right? Right. I'll fucking get out of the elevator. Fuck all you pussies. Oh, you wanted that elevator, the one I was on. You had to have the first one. You got the first one. I wish I got to see the video. I got to get Buddy to pull up the video of the 12th floor. When Buddy gets off the elevator, and 2 seconds later, the other elevator opens up. I know he fucking booked to his house. I know he did. He didn't believe the other elevator was there. He didn't believe. I pressed the button to hold the door open. It didn't work because the other elevator came and opened. Oh, shit. This building's wired fucked up because they're cheap. Oh, they saved $1 not putting the extra button in. 40 fucking years of bullshit. You paying 3 times as much electricity for that shit. Because the elevator's got to go 5 fucking times instead of once. If you saved on a button. How many people tried to kill me this week? Okay, there was the guy with the hatchet. I know this isn't this week. The guy with the hatchet and the puncture knife. And the guy with the car. I didn't talk about because I fucking damaged his car. Not on purpose either. It was just a cheap ass car. It's the second car in a few months I damaged without meaning to because the fucking thing was cheap. The plastic they're using is cheap. It's not like fucking polypropylene or polyethylene. It's reformulated vinyl, which is not a thing. Reformulated vinyl is not a thing. Okay. We go all the way back to June. There was the other car, but let's not count that. Getting confused with the blood in my face. I thought I forgot that one. You're gonna kill me, do it. Pussies. Earth Day is on Wednesday. No one's mentioned it. They didn't mention Earth Hour last month, which is apparently 2 different days. Earth Hour is the stupidest idea in the world. Oh, we'll turn all the electrical shit off at once, then we'll turn it all on at once, and somehow that'll save things. So you have a rotating blackout. So 24 time zones is happening in. I don't think people understand how this equipment works. I'm going to save the environment by wasting more. Okay, let's take the fluorescent bulbs. Oh, you have to put mercury in. No one's explained to me yet why there has to be mercury in a fluorescent bulb. There's no mercury in an incandescent bulb, so I don't get it. What's the purpose? The UV light converting to visible light, that's the phosphor coating on the inside of the tube. What's the mercury for? Why did you insist on telling everybody to use these CFLs in all the locations that are turned on and off all the time? Well, in all the locations where they're left on all the time, you didn't want them to use those. Okay. No, you're not answering the question. Oh, the city of Toronto says 100% of all fluorescent light bulbs that come into their sorting centers get recycled, and none of the mercury goes into the ground. The city employees will take the light bulbs, smash them on the sidewalk, and then throw them into the recycling truck or the garbage or whatever. I think it was garbage. So yeah, the light bulbs never make it to the center, so they don't have to do anything to live up to that promise. It's all bullshit. Everything you hear is bullshit. The entire first year of recyclable materials collected in Toronto went to landfill. Oh, they collected it, separated it, and all that shit, sorted it, stored it for a fucking year, trucked it to a landfill. This Eglinton LRT thing, light rail train, they keep changing the name. They can't call it a streetcar because it's not. They can't call it a subway because it's not. So it's also not an L train. The SRT stands for Scarborough Rapid Transit. But it should be small rapid transit. I don't know. It's like that fucking thing is ridiculous, or was. I think that they're in the process of tearing it down. The fucking doors open on the thing while it's riding. The doors are just open, shut again. In the 90s, they were gonna build the Eglinton West subway line. Makes sense. Who lives out there? Niggers. You look on a map of the TTC line and where the people live and where the roads are, where traffic, everything. And it makes perfect. That's the place you put a subway line. You know where they put a subway line? Going east, further north on Shepherd, where there's nothing. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. What was there in 99, 2000, whatever, when they were building this shit, all went out of business because you couldn't drive on Shepherd. There was no road. They dug up the whole. By the way, why you got to dig up the whole road at once? You only need like about 8 to 10 feet wide at a time, but you dug out like 100 feet wide and went lengthwise. Why? Like what you're doing right now to Queen Street East, all the way from not Coxwell, was it Jones? Was it Jones? All the way to fucking Carla, yeah, Carla to Jones. The entire strip, they're taking out the streetcar tracks. Why? You just did it. I know you just did. You do it every fucking 6 months on that section. And when you do it, you do the same thing. You do the entire, you destroy the entire road for as long as possible. You can't drive down there. You can't park down there. What's down there? Poor people businesses. We don't really have too much in the way of black neighborhoods in Canada because everything's mixed for the most part. I wouldn't call it a black neighborhood per se. A lot of black people there. A lot of white people too, but they're poor white people. They're ghetto white people. That's who they're fucking over down there. Well, look up Wood Green. They own like a dozen buildings down there. Then look at where this streetcar line is they're fucking up. Tell me it's not being done on purpose, right? Again. I know because the police flooded that neighborhood with flakka, crystal meth, to fucking screw all the old Chinese people out of their houses. The houses that are now worth $1 million should have been worth $500,000 at the time. They were selling. They should have been 500. They could have easily got 3 up until this crack flooding thing, flakka and shit. They're getting like 180. They're breaking even to move the fuck out of the neighborhood. They destroyed that neighborhood, flipped all the real estate, bang. All these fucking homos doing remodel. Oh, we upgraded and re-renovated. Buddy, I don't want fucking granite countertops and $50,000 bathrooms in a fucking trap house. What's wrong with you? These are ghetto houses. These are poor people houses. What the fuck is wrong with you? Oh, all the rich people are moving. No, there's not enough rich people to fill all those houses. What you've done now is created a situation where we got these really expensive houses that nobody lives in. So that no money's coming into them, so they end up being foreclosed on, squatted and destroyed. Thanks. They didn't need a granite countertop or gold inlays or none of that shit, you fucking homo. Oh, I've got a business idea. Yeah, your business is totally financed. It's not a business idea. Well, we'll just run it till we run out of credit. And then, oh, what are you going to do with the credit? Nothing. You won't pay it. I know how white people do things. You just won't pay it. But I'm the one with bad credit. I can't get credit from the bank. But they don't know what I am. They don't know what I am. You know all those extra codes and letters and things in all your documents? You ever wonder what they mean? You ever ask? All mine say BLK, motherfucker. You think I'm joking? Oh yeah, the body truck was here. I'm slightly confused. I don't think it was the province. I don't know what the deal is. It used to be everybody got an autopsy here. Now you only get an autopsy if you don't die. What's the word? It's like reasonably expected circumstances or some shit. Oh, so if all these white people around me keep telling the cops over and over that I'm selling crystal meth and smoking crack and things, and then something happens to me, and then they go, oh yeah, we have reports that he's this and he's that, well, he doesn't need an autopsy, so they won't actually test my hair and blood. It'll just go down, oh, he's some crackhead, another nigger crackhead. Oh, but we don't know that he's black, so we'll write this one down as white or First Nations or something, so nobody will know we're being racist. Oh, we don't track race data. Yes, you do. Oh, no, we don't. So that way we won't be racist. No, but you do track race. So it's a moot point, but refusing to track it is racist, but you are tracking it. Carding, the Toronto Police Service with their cards, with the race written on it. But never the correct race. Where the fuck did they get my race from? I've been to Gladue Court 4 fucking times. How the fuck are they still writing me down as white? White. Capitals. White. Ethnicity, not a just visual appearance or whatever. Ethnicity, white. Okay, ethnicity means your genetic background, your actual ancestry, not your class in society, your actual genetic ancestry. That's what ethnicity means. And they put in the word for the class. White's not a race. I know, white is right, and you're fighting for the white race because you're the Christian whatever. By the way, this ain't Christian, so oh, you can wear one and tell me it's Christian, but no, it's not. No, yours isn't either. No, it's not. This is actually, since Jesus sold dope. Fuck this shit. Let's smoke the joint and then I'll talk. Oh.
Relaxing the way we taking care of them packets, get carried in plastic and don't come in every advantage. My moms used to say I'm always taking advantage. Nah, it's really I ain't taking the that shit. These are kind of people that report to the flat shit. And I'm on where to float like a stain of the damn shit.
Trade and transport hubs to stay open.
So how do I tell you everything they just said? No, I pressed that button over and over for it to work.
Action. Big moves are still being made in the NHL. More at 15.
Companies of all stripes struggling to
for days it's been working with one press, but every time the fucking radio's on, I gotta press it twice.
Was not having technicians in homes and how they're getting customers new phones when they need them.
Phones.
More on these stories coming up in 1 minute on All News Radio. From the 6
They've been going on all fucking day about how they can hook you up with Rogers cable.
Everything is moving well.
You screw the wire on. That's it. That's all your technician does too, right?
We do have a little bit of overnight construction on the southbound 404, just south of 16th Avenue. Crews
Those
there
guys
working
can't
in the
explain
two
what
left
none of their
lanes.
equipment does,
Again,
right?
everything moving
It's all
fine
for
past
show.
this. Kiwi Garner
All
looking
for
good in
show.
both directions. Some
Look
overnight
at two different
construction
private
showing
cable
up at
companies'
QEW,
cable
as you know,
trucks.
Burlington
Not the
Skyway
cable
left lane is
company, the
gone.
contract.
And then we've got a long-term ramp closure.
One
that
guy's
you
got all
want to be
sorts of
aware of.
computers in there.
Westbound
The other guy got
Garner
nothing but a
Bay
wrench.
York, that is closed,
Some
not
wire
expected to
cutters
reopen
and
until
shit.
early August. Your next report is at 1:11. Now let's take a look at your forecast.
Daytime high of
They
11
don't know
degrees
how
on your
cable
Sunday,
works,
but it's going to be
but
wet
they're gonna
and
install
windy.
it for
Rain
you. You've
expected
been
to
paying
begin
these
falling
guys for
around 7
decades
a.m.
for
or so,
this.
lasting till about 4 or
They're
5
selling
p.m.
you
in the
something they don't
GTA.
pay for.
Winds gusting out of the southwest up to 60 kilometers an hour, a low of -1. Your high for today, 11 degrees.
60.
Stressing that we're not out of the woods yet, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau confirmed on Saturday that the U.S.-Canada border will remain closed to non-essential travel for another 30 days. This comes a few days after President Trump was hopeful that measures at the border crossing would be eased sooner rather than later. Throughout the week, Trudeau never acknowledged what
400 million
with the border,
Americans
only saying
telling
the
us
talks
that
have been
fucking we
progressive.
always want
The
everything
PM
in the
says now
States.
is
We're
not
always
the
trying to
time
go to the
let
States.
up.
All these ignorant niggers up here with their rap careers that never go nowhere. Oh, you gotta go to the States to make it.
Just taking the kids to the
That
park.
has nothing to do with the U.S.,
These
bro.
aren't
On
normal
that level,
times. We're living through an
stay
unprecedented
down
public
there.
health emergency, and we need to keep responding accordingly.
The initial border crossing deal was due to expire on Tuesday. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Trudeau also announced
And the
$306
border wouldn't have opened.
million
We would have
in
needed a
funding for
deal to
Indigenous
open.
business owners to help them weather
The agreement
financial
was to
fallout of this
allow
pandemic.
essential
Trudeau
travel,
says the
not
money
to
will be
not
dispersed
allow
by
travel.
financial
The border's
institutions
not
in
open
Indigenous
unless it's
communities.
agreed to be
Will
open.
allow
You guys are
Indigenous
some fucking
businesses to
idiots.
access short-term interest-free loans and non-repayable contributions, so they are better positioned to make it through and rebound after.
We already choked on better
Trudeau
positions.
pointed out
No,
that
we're
the
not.
initiative will
Because it's
also
already
provide
our
support
money.
needed for Indigenous
So on the
women.
financial statement, it
As
went
the
from here
Liberals and
to here,
opposition parties
but our
continue to
names
negotiate
across
about
both
whether
of
the
those.
House of Commons will reopen on Monday
Like,
and under what terms. Prime
Me
Minister Trudeau
receiving a
says
check
he
from my
doesn't think it's a
trustee
good
is
idea.
not the
Veronica Gore
trustee
reports from
paying me
Toronto.
money.
The Prime Minister is insisting that it's not a good idea for the House of Commons to resume as usual on Monday and gather all 338 members of Parliament and House of Commons staff in Ottawa as negotiations continue between federal political parties. Trudeau says he remains hopeful that an agreement on scaled-back sittings can be reached before then.
They keep
Liberals
using
are
the term
proposing one
driving
in-person sitting
distance.
each
Those that
week
live
with
within
a small
driving
number
distance.
of
You can
MPs
drive the
and
whole
more
country.
virtual
What?
sittings,
They keep using the
hopefully
term
added
driving
as soon as
distance.
possible. The
Because
Conservatives
he's
are pushing
talking
back
about
against that
whether they're
proposal,
going
though,
to be
with
paid
Andrew
to come
Scheer
in or
saying up to
not.
4 in-person sittings are needed to hold the government accountable during the global crisis. I'm Veronica Thor.
In Ontario, that province is asking researchers to step up in the fight against COVID-19. The Premier making a major announcement Saturday afternoon. Caitlin Lee is in Toronto and brings us more.
Premier Doug Ford says Ontario will be investing $20 million into research.
Until we have that vaccine, letting our guard down means potentially exposing millions of our people to the virus.
He says
You're a
Ontario was the
moron if
province
you
that
believe there's a
discovered insulin
vaccine,
and has
bro.
researchers at the forefront of the fight against cancer.
It's these great minds, that grit and determination. It's this spirit, the Ontario spirit, that gives us hope in these dark times.
Meanwhile, as to what you can do right now, Ford continues to stress that physical distancing is making a dent in those numbers. Ontario reporting 10,010 new cases today and
This man used to be a
514
city
deaths.
councilor,
But
right? Lived
those
down there. I thought he was in
intimidating numbers
Etobicoke.
nowhere
He was in
near
Rexdale.
what
It's the
was
same fucking
initially
neighborhood, just
predicted.
north and
The
south.
province's health minister admitting there is some incomplete data, but they are working to solve those problems and incorporate the missing numbers from Toronto Public Health. I'm
It's
Caitlin Lee.
Ontario,
To the West
Ontario,
Coast now,
Ontario. He
where
used to
there have
bang
been
Toronto,
29 new
Toronto,
confirmed cases of
Toronto. Now he's
COVID-19
banging
and 3 new
Ontario,
deaths, all
Ontario,
linked to long-term
Ontario,
care homes in
Ontario.
that province. As Bethlehem Merriam reports, the province is looking into possibly lifting some restrictions next month while continuing safe distancing and basic hygiene practices.
The storm is still raging as people continue to die from COVID-19 here in BC. That's coming from the province's top physician, Dr. Bonnie Henry, who says if confirmed cases drop to zero, a gradual approach to lifting some social restrictions could happen in a month.
We took very quick action to get us into this, but we don't want all of the sacrifices that we have been doing across the province to be for naught.
Dr. Henry adds outbreaks and clusters of infections remain a top concern. So far, the province has confirmed 20 care home outbreaks. The province has also confirmed a Mission Federal Prison now has 70 cases of COVID-19. I'm Bethlehem Merriam.
COVID-19 continues to force us all to physically distance to prevent its spread, not only here in Canada, but around the world as well. Joey Keeney is taking a look overseas and brings us the latest from around the globe.
A group of 13 countries, including Britain, Brazil, Italy, and Canada, are calling for global cooperation to lessen the economic impact of the coronavirus pandemic. In a joint statement, the group said it is committed to working with all countries to coordinate in order to minimize disruptions and recover stronger. They want key transport hubs around the world to remain open for airlines to maintain major routes. Spain's death toll passed 20,000 with almost 200,000 infected, but the country is beginning discussions on how to reopen their economy after the pandemic is over. And Japan is bracing itself for a crisis as the number of cases in the country rise and equipment runs low. The Prime Minister says they are extending their state of emergency. The number of COVID-19 infections in the world is over 2 million.
It's normal to be 120 years old.
People have recovered. I'm Joey
You're
Keeney.
80. You're still considered young. You're still going to the store and the bank on your own.
To pay tribute to healthcare
Still smoking
workers who are on the
cigarettes, for
front
fuck's
lines
sake. I gotta
fighting
quit soon. I'll be
COVID-19.
90 in
James
like 10
Mackin has
years.
more on these star-studded online events.
This shit's gonna tear
Several
through that,
stars
man.
united from their living rooms, backyards, and kitchens to perform, to inspire, and to remind everyone the importance of physical distancing. Lizzo brought down her house.
That's aggressive.
Rogers to hand out thousands of iPads with free data to kids in need. Mark Douglas joins us with more.
Ontario students are stuck with online learning, and for those who can't get their hands on a decent computer, well, they're getting one now.
Over 21,000 iPads have been and are being deployed by school boards as we speak across this province to those families in need.
Education Minister Stephen Lecce calls it a partnership that embraces the spirit of Ontario. The province is getting a discount from Apple for all those iPads, and Rogers is providing free wireless data for those devices until the end of June. Rogers is the parent company of this radio station, so the Learn at Home.
Tell us again how you install cable, Mr. Rogers. We need to know.
There is still no word from the province's top doctor.
Can you tell them how you fraudulently bill people and sell the debts to multiple collection agencies? That's another fraud, right? That's a major corporate fraud. Right?
I'm Mark Douglas.
You're listening to All News Radio.
Oh, it's funny. I check my credit report every month. There's two collection agencies trying to collect the same debt. But every month, one of them would change because they would figure out what had just happened.
Absolutely. The grass will still grow, weeds will still need picking, and the
They
gardener
never
is
collected
still
the money. I know the money.
committed
Why
to
would I pay
maintaining
them?
and
Why would I do
beautifying the
business with them?
24/7 view from your window. You don't have to come near us, but you can definitely wave to us. Talk to us at hirethegardener.com. Take care of your home, and let's all take care of each other.
Hi, I'm Sherry Tabb, co-founder of the Herzen Eye Institute. Our eyes play such an important role in the spread and prevention of COVID-19. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Wash your hands often, and be vigilant about cleaning door handles and other surfaces that are touched frequently. If you wear contact lenses,
Why do you insist on having round doorknobs and grabbing them like that? Like all your fingers have to wrap totally around that. You always need slimy shit
Look
too.
after yourself. Promise me.
That's another way I know, no matter what skin color I look like to the eye,
deaths.
White people skin
680 News.
stuff that comes out
From the 680
doesn't
News
agree
Traffic
with me
Center,
at
I'm
all.
Michael Ranger. Well, no delays if you were out on the highways. Everything moving fine. A little bit of overnight construction, and none of it causing any delays. But it is there nonetheless. Toronto bound QEW as you head over the Burlington Skyway. Crews working in the left lane. And then the other spot is the southbound 404 south of 16th Avenue. Crews in the 2 left lanes. But again, everything remains up to speed past this as you continue onto the DVP. It is a problem-free drive all the way in or out of downtown. Garner, eastbound and westbound, everything up to speed there. Long-term ramp closure now in effect on the westbound Garner, though. The ramp to Young Bay, York, that is closed until early August. Your next report is at 1:21 now. Check the forecast.
You don't like white people? How many times I've heard that? And I didn't say the words beforehand were not, I don't like white people. I said the truth about something and I heard, you don't like white people as a response. No, I don't. Why the fuck should I? For everything you've done, why the fuck would I?
From the virus doesn't exist to the pandemic was choreographed by world leaders. There's no shortage of conspiracy theories about the pandemic, especially on social media. Monica Gould is talking to one expert who says, unfortunately, it's hard to get people to change their minds.
Conspiracy theory is easy to understand.
Colin Furness, infection control epidemiologist and associate professor at the Faculty of Information at the University of Toronto.
All these people that are 2 feet from me pretending they can't hear me cussing them out. The white girl was almost 20 feet away. I didn't realize she saying this shit out loud and everybody's acting like they don't hear me. She goes, he's right. These people do keep walking up to people on purpose. So let's say, shut up, white girl.
The only way to combat conspiracy theories is better educating children. This comes after a protest over the weekend that saw about 20 people march at Vancouver City Hall against what they called unlawful orders, quarantines, and lockdowns.
Vancouverites aren't drinking the Kool-Aid.
I'm Monica Gould.
Y'all smoke meth, shoot heroin and crack. Why do you shoot crack? It's the same thing as coke, but you're paying for baking soda. It don't go no better with the baking soda you're getting.
I'm here with Bill Coy of Coy Brothers, and we're talking Kubota. Not tractors, but skid steers and excavators.
Yes, sir. Kubota's known for their quality orange tractors, but we also offer Kubota construction equipment.
Tell me more, Bill.
Kubota skid steers and excavators are equipped with Kubota's powerful, easily accessible engines that deliver reliable performance,
easily accessible,
exceptional fuel efficiency, and less noise.
Hot diggity dog!
It's minus fucking 40 and you're not getting paid enough to fix that shit. Easily accessible. Oh yeah, the engine's easy to work on, but the cover plate has 100 little screws and they're gonna fall off. And they're not magnetic for some fucking reason. Some of them have a scar, some of them have a square. They all have different. Some of them are 1/4 inch long and some of them are 3/8, and you can't confuse them because you'll damage what's underneath. By the time you realize that, you got to find which ones are the shorter ones. Yeah, easy to access, right? Yeah, the white girl confirmed what I was saying. I was looking at her wondering why she was keeping so much distance from people. She's got gloves on, handling liquor bottles, and she's got a scarf on. Like, I can't tell if she's trying not to get sick or if she's sick or... But I think it was the dudes around her were creeping her out. I think that's what it was. The world's full of creepy dudes. No, there's a situation I've seen so many times in my life, because it's different for women, I guess. Because the creepy dude's talking to me, I'll just punch him in the face, right? Well, if she tries that and it doesn't work, that's a bad situation to be in. So there's this face they have, go, yep, the polite, yep, they keep the conversation going, but they don't want to, but they keep responding because they don't want to set the guy off. They don't want to trigger him. A lot of weirdos out there. Oh, but I figured the dude out because a car rolled by playing "Staying Alive." I'm not even joking. It was bumping "Staying." Not, it wasn't just on the radio. It was loud. Okay, that's fine. Buddy went into a cocaine flashback and started dancing and everything. And I took a good look at him. I was like, "Yeah, you're the right age. That when in the '70s, you would have got the good shit." I can understand. It's not my thing, but I can understand. He went into a total cocaine flashback and started dancing. Oh, I know. I'm supposed to take videos of everything. You know what happened if I did that? None of this shit would happen in front of me anymore. Because people go, oh, there's the guy with the video camera. Let's get out of here. I saw a bicycle today. It said Canada. Nishiki, Canada. Okay, Japanese name, Canada. The model, Canada, remember. The model of the bike. The name, Apache. Okay, not Native Canadian. American Indian. Canadian bike company with a Japanese name, and the bike's named after an American Indian tribe. What the fuck? It says Apache, but I didn't see anything about the bike. It wasn't like it was shaped like, I don't know, feathers or something. Like, I didn't see anything about the bike that made me think Indian or Apache or anything. Or even like maybe like Apache helicopter. It didn't even, there wasn't even like that 2 steps away. Like, it didn't even relate. It was a blue bike with yellow writing on it. It's like, what the fuck? I think, pretty sure. It had a sticker. I don't think the Apache used stickers. You gotta let them know we were here. Here, peel and stick. Apache. No, they don't do that. What else did I fucking see today? Every bank machine is acting retarded now. Oh, and apparently they're locking the machines at like 8 o'clock or something now. It's ridiculous. They were doing it at 11. It says 24 hours on the website, right? No, it's not. They lock them at 11. Why don't you put like whatever hours to 11 on the fucking website? How hard is it? It takes 10 seconds to update a website. It's text. Look up the machine location where you already know they're being locked and fucking say, yeah, these ones are locked at these hours. It's very simple. This is their policy. I'm not sure what they're trying to prevent. Because the damn homeless woman is in there already sleeping with the door locked. How the fuck did she get that? If I ever slept in a bank machine, they didn't lock it for me with me in there. How the fuck did she get in there? They locked the fucking door with her in there. Like, they were like, I'm not waking her up. She might sneeze, right? Oh, I caught the damn homeless. Well, yeah, it's not because she's homeless. I tried being nice to her. She fucking still treats me like a fucking asshole. I don't have to be nice to you. You're asleep. I can just walk up and kick you, eh? What would you do? Nothing. Why are you being an asshole? I didn't wake you up. How did you hear me enough to wake up and be an asshole to me while I'm trying to be nice to you? Oh, I'm out of here. Fuck you. I don't care that she sleeps there. I just sleep there. That's fucking perfect use of the space. Why shouldn't she sleep there? We need heat and light and air conditioning and air filtration, climate control, and all that shit for the bank machines. The bank machine will operate down to minus 40 easily outside. So you can pressure wash the thing, man. When it dries out, it'll work just fine, man. It'll act weird for an hour and then it'll kick back in again. It won't rust, it's all plastic. It's weather resistant. You couldn't really make them waterproof because what would be the point? The whole back of the machine would still be, oh, what are you going to do? Make a bank machine that works if it falls in the water? Would be the point. All that shit's weather resistant. Why the fuck? The money's not going to go bad if it gets too hot or too cold, eh? Like, I don't. There's this whole subculture. There's this whole culture and community out here of street people that are totally isolated. They're isolated and not isolated at the same time. They don't give a fuck about this COVID thing because it's too late. By the time they heard about it, they were already exposed to it. And they're not dead from it already. Then I mean, think about it. How many people walk up to the homeless woman and get within 2 meters and like breathe in on purpose while she's doing something like breathing out or talking or spitting or yelling? Nobody's gonna do that. So who the fuck's she gonna expose? Nobody. I only ever see her in the fucking. I don't even know what she looks like. I know her voice better than the back of her hair and her voice. I shouldn't say it that way because there's some other girls that. I don't even know what this woman looks like during the day. Eh? I only know she sleeps there sometimes. Sometimes, like it's not even on a regular. As a bank customer and sometime bank stock owner, which means I own your asses, I don't agree with locking the machines. All you're doing is fucking the economy up in that neighborhood and causing us to spend extra money fixing a problem we shouldn't have. I've had days where I went to 4 fucking machines at a different bank. 4 fucking machines in a row. All locked. All say they're open. All locked. Early, too. Why? You afraid you're going to run out of money? If I withdraw it, it's no longer in the books. You don't have to have it in cash. Literally, that. I don't understand why you guys don't understand the business you're in. Banking, you know, like a banked roadway. Banking, like a pyramid. They put the pyramid on the fucking dollar bill to show you count this shit all day looking at it, you don't get it. Now, I'm gonna roll this and light it. And what I should do, just make it bigger. I still got that cafe thing up there. What am I gonna do with that? It's not the plant's fault that they grew it wrong. If you took the seeds or whatever from those plants that they're selling the flowers from and let it grow wild, it would eventually go back to nature. You wouldn't have a choice. But they grow this shit in weird conditions, it gets moldy and shit. Here's the deal. Mold spores exist everywhere. Oh, I just inhaled about 100,000 mold spores. Look, I breathed most of them out again. Some of them, maybe not. Oh, they just stuck to my nasal fucking mucus lining. Did you understand? They don't hurt you unless they're in the exact perfect conditions to grow, and then they start releasing more and more, either spores or some other byproduct that they're doing, because there's all kinds of weird molds up there. So technically, there may be some mold spores in this weed, but none of it's active. There's growing and not growing. There might be dried spores, and no burning them doesn't destroy them per se, because the doctors like to say, oh, it doesn't matter if the weed we're selling is moldy because the fire on this end is going to cook the spores on this end. That's not how it works. The fire on this end is going to take 10 minutes to get here. In that time, this is going to heat up slowly. At some point, it's going to hit the exact right temperature to release spores or whatever the fuck it does. This is the doctors telling you, oh yeah, it's hot on this end, so the poison on this end will go away. That doesn't make sense. It literally makes no sense, but they insist that. Moses Neimer, I know, is a drug dealer #1, gangster hustler, with cable television, videos, visual entertainment. He doesn't know how to sell weed. Prairie Plant Systems, Flin Flon, Manitoba, in the fucking mine. Yeah, you're growing weed in a mine, stupid. It's humid recirculated air, dumbass. The worst weed you ever seen. The worst weed you ever seen. Doesn't get you high nothing. THC on this is like 36% or some shit. It's over a third. It's over a third. I know, because this is stronger than what I normally. This is stronger than this. I don't think this is the train wreck. Because I was smoking the train wreck this morning, and then the Rainbow Kush the rest of today, which wasn't really that much. And then, no, this ain't. I don't think it's the train wreck. I think it's stronger than the train wreck. Oh, white people like to say they brought. There's all white people like to to put themselves into things they have no part of. 30,000-year-old cannabis seeds, fossilized cannabis seeds, in North America, Turtle Island. They're always insisting cannabis came from Asia and they brought it here. They also insist they brought black people here. Hold on. In 1519, you started bringing black people here, but in like 4,000, 5,000 BC, these people were printing books that were getting shipped all over the world. People came from all over the world to go there to get those books. You think those guys didn't go around the world too? You think they didn't go, here, You can have the books for free, but take me with you. Or some shit like that. I've said that before. That's my analogy for it. Like, how hard would that be? That's exactly what I would do if I wanted to go somewhere. Hey, you're coming here to get books? You got money? Give me money, eh? If I give it back to you, will you take me with you? That was thousands of years before you. They like to say we're all Asian. So this virus has run right through the Asians, destroyed them. Run right through the Caucasians, destroyed them. I don't know what it's doing to other First Nations tribes because no one's talking, right? Loose lips sink ships, right? They locked down the reserves. The Micmac aren't dying from this shit. I got first-hand reports. I don't see no black people dying from this shit going like fucking, it's not going through the community, just destroying them and killing them off like fucking it's doing to these other two communities. You want to tell me again I'm Asian and white? Your fucking COVID virus didn't hit me because I'm not Asian or white. Like, you targeted that shit, totally missed me because you didn't listen. I'm not Asian and I'm not white. At best, I'm an albino black man at best. You want to keep it really simple. So, if I have sickle cell, that means my mother and father both have the trait. That means my brother also has at least one allele, and his mother is black. I never got more information than that about her, except she's a police officer here. Was or is, I don't know. Fucking she could easily have one or two fucking allele. I don't know. She could be fucking sickle cell or I don't know. But since my brother looked kind of like me a little, not like you could look at a picture of me and go, oh, I saw a guy that looks like him, that's him. That's the other guy that we're not related to. We're not related to him at all. He's a white boy. We don't know him. He looks like me visually, but we're not related at all. There's no connect. I know because we've been looking around for fucking 20 years. Can't find a connection. He just looks like me. No, but he looks basically the same skin tone. It's not really accurate. That's, oh, that looks ruddy. No, that's not quite the right color either, right? Well, it's the lighting in here. I got incandescent and fluorescent. But my dad didn't look pale to notice, eh? And he didn't appear to suffer sickle cell. He suffered somewhat of like mild version, maybe in some ways. He had so much going on, it would have been hard to isolate that. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if my brother has sickle cell. Well, by the time I finish rolling this, we'll know the next 30-minute story.
News Radio. You're listening to All News Radio.
I'm looking for 680. Perfectly synchronized.
This is All News Radio. Hello, I'm Josh.
That was 12 seconds behind
right now. Prime Minister Trudeau has confirmed a deal has been struck with the U.S. to keep the border crossings between the two countries closed for another 30 days. And the federal government is providing $306 million in funding for Indigenous business owners to help them weather the financial fallout of this pandemic.
They funded the account from the other account.
From around the globe came together Saturday night to pay tribute to healthcare workers with a virtual concert.
A little Nietzsche bastard saying, oh, that money's for an apology for what they did to us. No, it's not. It was already your money.
Premier Doug Ford says we
Came
won't
from
get
your
back to
land,
normal
that makes it yours.
until we have a vaccine.
Try taking something off a white man's land. You'll get sued for the value of it.
World and league struggle to react to the ever-changing situation. More at 45.
Companies of all stripes struggling to adapt amid the pandemic, including Rogers. We're looking at how they're dealing with not having technicians in homes and how they're getting customers new phones when they need them.
In my house.
From the 680 News Traffic Center, I'm Michael.
Why are you wearing a
Rangers
tool belt,
by 407 ETR.
Why you need so many fucking
Over the
tools?
Burlington Skyway, Toronto.
What are you doing? You're unscrewing the wire and then screwing it back in with the filter removed.
Everything remains up to speed. Roads are very lightly traveled. Southbound 404 south of 16th Avenue, 2 left lanes gone for construction, but same story there. Everything remains up to speed. Westbound Garner ramp to Young Bay, York. This is now closed long term, expected to reopen early August. 407 ETR thanks you for continuing to follow social distancing rules. Together we can beat the COVID-19 virus. 407etr.com. Next report at 1:41. Now let's check your forecast.
Daytime high of 11 degrees on your Sunday, but it's going to be wet and windy. Rain expected to begin falling around 7 a.m. or so, lasting till about 4 or 5 p.m. in the GTA. Winds gusting out of the southwest up to 60 kilometers an hour, a low of -1. Your high for today, 11 degrees.
How's the wind come out of the... I don't believe you.
After it was reported that Canada and the U.S. had struck a deal to keep the border closed between the two countries for another 30 days, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau
crazy that we struck a deal to keep it closed. No,
this is an important decision, one that will keep people on both sides of the border safe.
You know why he's stuttering? It's not his decision. There's a whole shitload of old men that run this country that told him what to say.
Wouldn't confirm or deny any news on the border, only saying the two countries were discussing the options. He says now is not the time to ease up on the restrictions, and if we want to come out of this pandemic strong, we need to hold our ground going forward. There were reports earlier in the week that U.S. President Donald Trump was looking to ease measures at the border as the deadline of the initial deal approached. As of Saturday evening, Canada has 33,383 confirmed cases of COVID-19. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau also announcing $306 million in funding for Indigenous business owners to help them weather the financial fallout of this pandemic. Trudeau says the money will be dispersed by financial institutions in Indigenous communities. He adds it will allow Indigenous businesses to access short-term interest-free loans and non-repayable contributions so they are better positioned to get through this pandemic.
From yourself to yourself.
Also pointed out that the initiative will provide support needed for Indigenous women. Members of Parliament all across Canada are waiting to learn whether they will have to make their way to Ottawa as negotiations continue between the Liberals and opposition parties about whether the House of Commons will reopen on Monday and under what terms. Veronica Thor reports from Toronto.
Unless an agreement is reached before Monday, the House of Commons will resume business as usual, with all 338 MPs, along with their staff, clerks, interpreters, security, and cleaners, returning to work in Ottawa. The Liberals came forward with a new proposal Saturday afternoon, suggesting the House hold one in-person sitting per week with a reduced number of MPs.
Why?
They add that this sitting would
People
include
don't do anything anyways.
for the Prime Minister and Cabinet Ministers. But
Fucking
Conservative
print
leader
up laws
Andrew
that the
Scheer is
courts
speaking out
strike
about the
down. That's all you
proposal,
do.
saying up to 4 in-person sittings are vital to hold the government accountable during the COVID-19 crisis.
Logistically, you're going to write a new law, and who's going to enforce it? Police not going to do it.
That it's not
Army's
a good idea
not,
for the
their
House
job,
to resume as usual.
Why are you wasting the paper?
Ontario is injecting $20 million into finding a COVID-19 vaccine. This comes as the province sees some promising signs that physical distancing is working. Caitlin Lee has the very latest from Toronto.
Premier Doug Ford says until we find a vaccine, letting our guard down means potentially exposing millions of people to the virus. So we need to act quickly.
We're the province that discovered insulin. Our medical researchers are at the forefront of the fight against cancer.
It's on the $100 bill
of open heart surgery. We have some of the best research facilities and hospitals in the world.
They'll be looking for proposals that can come to fruition within the next 1 or 2 years. Today's numbers intimidating.
You notice the things they brag about your cities and jurisdictions are
and 514
not quite
deaths,
real
but
things.
There's also been a boost in resolved cases. Nearly half the people who've fallen ill have now recovered. As for what you're doing, physical distancing working. Premier Doug Ford says these numbers are better than initially predicted. On Monday, the province is expected to release new projections on where case numbers are going and when the curve may flatten. I'm Caitlin Lee.
There's no curve.
Now over to the west
when
coast,
the
where
curve
there has
may
been
flatten, we've been
29
flattening the curve for a
cases of
month.
COVID-19 and 3 new deaths.
Hasn't flattened yet because there's no curve. Nobody fucking told you a virus goes on some sort of
Although
curve.
it's not a hard timeline, the province is looking into possibly lifting some restrictions in mid-May.
If new
These
cases
are the same idiots lose money every fucking year listening to the bank's financial advisors telling them, oh, it goes on a curve.
Dr. Bonnie Henry says the
You lose money every year for 20 years. You still believe them.
will have to be gradual as clusters and outbreaks remain a top concern.
We need to make sure that when we
all
open
those
things
people
up,
65
we do it in a
today were
measured,
45
thoughtful
not
way that
listening to me.
protects us
They were 40
and
not
protects
listening to
all
me.
of us, while
All
opening
those
up our
people,
economy,
50
while opening
right
up
now,
our
or
health
like
system as we move forward.
45
Dr.
or 20
Henry
not
adds
listening to
continuing
me.
safe distancing and practicing basic hygiene
smarter than me. You
practices
got more
will have
stuff
to
than me.
continue
That's
during
nice.
this period. I'm Bethlehem Miriam.
Your kids look
As
retarded
measures are
because
being
they're
taken to help
ignorant,
slow the
bro.
spread of COVID-19 here in Canada, countries around the world are also doing the
One
same, trying to
problem
deal
at
with
a
the
time.
virus.
One problem at a
With a look
time.
over the water, here's Joey Keeney.
Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison said a cell phone app to help trace people who have been in contact with a person infected with coronavirus will not be mandatory. However, he said he may make it mandatory if not enough people sign up. Media reports suggest that the app needs 40%
That's your
of
hint.
Australian
Sign up
users to sign up to make it work effectively.
voluntarily, or we're going to force you
the app
to.
within several weeks.
Commonwealth country. Commonwealth country like this one. Oh shit. Who's on the back of their money? Hey, let's take a look and I'll show you who's on the back of their money. It's the same
A
bitch
total
on
of
the back of
52
our
of the continent's 54 countries have reported cases of the coronavirus, with the overall number of cases at almost
I got money from
20,000.
about 20
The
different
African
countries. It's a
CDC
fucking
has said
queen
more
on the
than
back.
1 million test kits will be
that's
rolled out
scary shit
starting
right
next
there.
week. COVID-19 has infected more than 2 million people, with
She
over
doesn't own that.
575,000 recovered. I'm Joey Keeney.
She owns the paper money. In Canada,
Celebrities
she owns
from
the
all
paper money.
corners of
She owns
Hollywood
bank.
joined together
owns
on
the paper
Saturday
money.
night for a
She's not
global
on the paper
broadcast in support of
She's not
frontline
prime
workers
minister.
during
She's
the
not dead.
pandemic.
With the
Our
exception
James
of the
Mackin
20, which is
joins
the
us
most
with
numerous
more.
note. Why?
One
They
world
want you to
together
know who
for all.
owns
That
you.
was the name given to several stars coming together to perform. From Billie Eilish to John Legend, the Rolling Stones to Lady Gaga, stars from all around the world performed from the comfort of their home. But the stars weren't just performing, they were informing as well on various groups who are at risk of COVID-19. Beyonce talked about her hometown of Houston.
A recent report from my home city, Houston, Texas, it showed that COVID-19 deaths within Houston city limits, 57% of fatal cases are African American. Please protect yourself.
And
70
who delivered
or
some information
70
wanted to sing as well,
fucking
such as
half-white
Idris
whore.
Elba.
She can't join the gang either.
The most important message of the night: we may have to stay 6 feet apart from everyone else, but we're all in this together. I'm James Mackin.
Ontario is teaming up with Rogers
Same
to distribute
bitch.
thousands of iPads with free data to students who lack access at home. Mark Douglas joins us with more.
Oh, here we got a dude, 1945, 2010. Hold on, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it.
Says the provincial government has made a deal with Apple and Rogers for kids in need all across
Damn, it's the
Ontario.
same damn bitch. What the fuck is this head?
Preloaded for
Not my
families
grandmother.
for free for the remainder
Not
of the
telling
school
me
year.
what
The
to do.
provincial government is getting a discount on buying more than
Never
21,000
gave me no
iPads for
$2
students.
bill.
Those are already being sent out by the school boards. And to go along with those iPads, Rogers is providing free wireless data until June 30th. Here's Premier Doug Ford.
For the parents, I hope this gives you some peace of mind.
But neither Ford nor Lecce can offer any new insight on when actual schools might reopen. Rogers is the parent company of this radio station.
I know there's parents out there that literally yesterday told their kid, no more iPad. And today the government said, we're giving them all iPads.
Command lock tape measures built for extra control with a finger brick, up to 14-foot reach, and a high contrast DuPont Mylar film coated white blade. Plus, it comes in a high impact resistant case. When every quarter-inch matters, these tapes are designed with your job in
Count the
mind.
quarter inches here.
Irwin Command Lock tapes, built for the trades. Available only at Canadian Tire stores across Canada. Find out more at irwintools.ca.
We all love well-groomed lawns, but did you know they're harmful to pollinators?
By naturalizing our grass-covered landscapes, we can help declining bee and butterfly populations recover. So invite life back into our yards.
Dumbass, they're all staying in their house. They didn't even do yard waste collection like they usually do. Oh, they ended up doing it, but that means a whole shitload didn't get collected.
Roadsides, power corridors, and other rights of way. Join the Canadian Wildlife Federation in saying grow it, don't mow it. Together, we can be part of positive change for pollinators. Learn more at Health
Oh, the animals having a great time.
Coronavirus updates and breaking news.
All on the Be the First to Know newsletter.
Sign up now.
Just wait till we start seeing. There's coyotes in Earl's Court Park, right? I don't know how the fuck they got there. Just,
From the 680
I don't know where the fuck they're hiding. They're
Michael
there
Ranger,
somewhere.
long-term ramp closure now in effect. Westbound Garner ramp to Young Bay, York. That is now shut down since midnight, and it will be closed until early August. Not expected to reopen until August 9th. So again, westbound Garner ramp to Young Bay, York, closed long-term for construction. A little bit of overnight construction this morning. Toronto-bound QEW as you head over the Burlington Skyway. Crews are working in the left lane, and then on the southbound 404 south of 16th Avenue, there are 2 left lanes. No delays through either of those spots. No delays on any of your major routes. Everything is up to speed. Your next report is at 1:51. Now let's take a look at your forecast.
A daytime high of 11 degrees on your Sunday, but it's going to be wet and windy. Winds gusting out of the southwest up to 60 kilometers an hour in the afternoon, a low of -1. Monday it cools down to just 7 as your daytime high. Mainly sunny conditions though, a low of 3. Your high for today, 11 degrees.
With some claiming it is a miracle cure for COVID-19, an Alberta-wide study will hopefully understand the effectiveness of an anti-malaria drug in treating the virus. The Tom Ross reports the universities of Calgary and Edmonton are teaming up with Alberta Health Services and the provincial government on the trial.
There have only been limited clinical trials of hydroxychloroquine, so Dr. Luann Metz with the UFC says they need more to work off of.
Anything ends with queen is probably bad.
Deciding something works when there's no evidence for it is that you get a false sense of security that you're being treated.
In this double-blind trial, Albertans who test positive for COVID-19 can be automatically enrolled in the study with either the drug or a placebo being delivered to their home. The study will also look into if the drug can help prevent infections for people exposed to positive cases.
Oh, wow,
Dr.
that's
Metz adds they could
an
probably get a
eventuality I
lot
did
of
not
people in
plan
the
for.
study quickly, and they should get a result pretty soon.
Either we find that hydroxychloroquine works or we move on to a new treatment, but this could potentially help with the vaccine trials.
I'm Tom Ross.
You're
Now
listening
you've
to
got
All
provinces
Radio.
conducting those studies and
680 News is
financing
everywhere, even your smart speaker.
the looking quarterback seems like that
680 News.
huge conflict of
Playing
interest.
680 News.
As a homeowner, you have built up equity value in your home. With Capital Direct, equity equals flexibility for homeowners. Flexibility to finance your business. Flexibility to renovate your home. Or flexibility to pay.
So I defend this bitch, I be strapped like Stan Smith. Boy, that ain't no reference. I love the glitzy 1911, my preference. Get you fired from your job with a severance. I kill the biggest bear like the Revenant. Don't wear your fur bits so everybody shares it. Fuck around Charlie, bro, I'm getting on some murder shit. Big gun, and you know I'm gonna defend the turf with it. Bubble like a stripper on the pole when I'm working it. Shake up your vehicle like it's turbulence. My A-Rap keep explosives where it's turbulence. You feeling cold, I'll turn the heat on you, courteous. My trendy niggas put the poison in your curry dish. Mr. Opia, Mr. Pipe, burpee heads and okra. Boy, I'll get you soaked up. Tie 'em up and roped up. Chain look like gold dust. Pussy on, you know us. Vest on and still get your throat cut. Sex, money, get murder is what I fantasize. Sex, money, get murder is what I fantasize. Sex, money, get murder is what I fantasize. Sex, money, get murder is what I fantasize.
Oh, just for comparison to the stories with the GST just shows up automatically. The CRD comes in pretty quick. So I'm hearing back that it takes multiple phone calls and hours of waiting. And then it takes 6 days to get this $100 from ODSP. 6 days. Plus all the times you have to call. What's the point? How the fuck can you budget your time that way? I'm gonna just go up there, start coughing and sneezing. You start telling me about this $100, I'm gonna say, no, you owe me $200 from a year and a half ago, asshole. Where's the white boy that drinks Starbucks and thinks he's fancy? Oh, I gotta lay some of this out.
We in the hood chopping, ain't nothing changed, so instead I roll with bang. My homies stay buzzed, throwing up fingers, sipping on some, we don't like strangers. Thug in my blood from the very first day, certified VA official, don't play.
Oh, they got a whole alphabet and a bunch of words, too. Numbers, everything.
Big stacks to get dead when I'm out on the block. If you burn, I suggest you get back and get knocked. You're getting money over here, I don't know what you got. Cause the watch I got it too big, the fit and I shot. On my hustle hard way before I came out the block. I'm in the spot all day, even when it gets hot. Only when you see pull, everything stops. And when they all go, then it's back over the chop. Kill like rap, I would keep my power with plus. I'm a fight for your boss over on top. Each time I play the vision, stand up, now let's drop. Cause when we step in the building, we alive, you hear guns pop. In this month, we got clocks, times twice, so what? If you stand in the way of my bitch, you're right. Man, I get that clientele, you're not. Ain't no motherfucking games, I get that. In the hood chopping, ain't nothing changed, so instead I roll with bang. My homies stay buzzed, throwing up fingers, sipping on some, we don't like strangers. Thug in my blood from the very first day, certified VA official, don't play. Go the other way,
everybody's trying to tell me how fucking special they are. Every time I tell them what's really an issue in my life, oh, you're a nigga, fuck off. I'm white, my problems are more important. Get the fuck out of here.
Like, who the fuck is he really? I thought I told him I got more momentum than a rolling. I'm poking, I'm provoking, like he in a coffin. I'm dirty when I kill it, like a little fishy on a skillet. I'ma cook it, I'ma choke it, I'ma skin it. I'ma eat it, I'ma finish, I'm a rider. Till the day I die, cause I'm off.
Window shopping, that's the word for that.
I'm just getting started. Why you started the on the rods that I march with? I'm off in the black Cadillac in the Tompa, hanging out the window with a bottle in my hand.
What a waste of time and money, man.
We in the hood shopping, ain't nothing changed, so instead I roll with bang. My homies stay buzzed, throwing up fingers, sipping on some, we don't like strangers. Thug in my blood from the very first day, certified VA official, don't play. Go the other way, don't come around here. Get sleeping on me, close to you get. We in the hood shopping, ain't nothing changed, so instead I roll with bang.
Right in your bed, kid. Oh, I guess I don't have to skip it. How many joints did I smoke? Let's see. I think this is number 3 or 2. I think it's number 2. Really? This is number 3 or number 2? These are all mine. I can touch them.
Crack Kelly on the streets, track memory on the beat.
No, there it goes.
I'll show you one time, force you to learn. I'ma show you one time, force you to learn. Then it's over for you clowns and you forfeit your turn. Torture and burn, kill with no remorse or concern. I put your ashes on a medal and porcelain urn. Court is adjourned, like bids handed out, no speaking. You better watch your step, cuz no sleeping. But your goons in a hot whip, slow creeping. Hopping out, masked up, the flow decrease. These are cats that blasted for no reason. They ride for the cause, last of the Mohicans. Last of a dying breed, you don't wanna die and bleed. You will perish violently if you see the iron
squeeze. Time to leave. Shit is gonna get mucky. No miracles. You ain't gonna get lucky. It isn't gonna play like that. You gon' stiff and you gon' stay like that. Lay right flat. You gone. Bah. It's a homicide. Family and your mama cry. Permanently traumatized. On the grind and the murder rate is on the rise. Only the strong survive. Strong survive. You gone. Bah. It's a homicide. Family and your mama cry. Permanently traumatized. On the grind and the murder rate is on the rise. Only the strong survive. Strong survive.
This shit waiting for the rush. Keep the 40 tucked. Talking about you let the 40 ball nigga story up. Corner hot phone tap. Follow home. Police watching. 10 drop. Pimps talking hoes that be street walking. A deep option is to get the beat popping. A peace offering went to stand. Rest in peace often. Sleep coffin 6 feet. Death is a must. Arrested and cuffed. Prison ride next is a bust. The road cold but the paper keep us warm in the night. With North Face bottle ace but we pouring the light. Tunnel vision eyes knock. All I see is a dollar. Piece of shit in the mirror. All I see is my father. Fuck him. The game got us all twisted in the hurricane. Lost my mind when the crime came and the murders came. To all my niggas getting bread on the grind. There's no bail when you're locked doing federal time.
You gone. Bah. It's a homicide. Family and your mama cry. Permanently traumatized. On the grind and the murder rate is on the rise. Only the strong survive. Strong survive. You gone. Bah. It's a homicide. Family and your mama cry. Permanently traumatized. On the grind and the murder rate is on the rise. Only the strong survive. Strong survive.
Any motherfucker to come harder than me and Graham. Used to blam, empty the clip until I see him land.
All out, empty the strip. You people fleeing rent.
I need a plan, triple beam scale and a key of grams.
Legal James, no options available. Coppers are tailing you. Close friends failing you.
Penny ginger ale, a dude cushion a glass jar. Cocaine moving dope faster than NASCAR.
Trying to earn more, but you crashed in a firestorm. Trying to live the life of a G in a higher form.
My dogs are riding for blood in and blood out. If you ain't down with my team, bitch, get the fuck out.
I take a bullet for my fam, I'm my brother's keeper. It ain't about no music, the struggle's deeper.
Drugs and tweakers searching for the best rock. Trap house, T-grams, crack man, next shot.
Bah, it's a homicide. Family and your mama cry, permanently traumatized. On the grind and the murder rate is on the rise. Only the strong survive. Strong survive. You gone. Bah, it's a homicide. Family and your mama cry, permanently traumatized. On the grind and the murder rate is on the rise. Only the strong survive. Strong survive.
They can't.
The development of a pathogen, like a virus, to live and infect an insect is something that takes place over millions of years.
To go from an animal to a human or a mammal to mammal is one thing, but he says to jump to an insect and then be transmitted back to a human is quite another. And this virus simply does not have the machinery to do that. I'm Lisa.
Bed bugs, you dumb cocksuckers. That's how I got B19. No, it won't infect you from the mouth. When you swat it, somebody else's blood is now in your skin, eh? Oh, you roll over on them things in the night. I'll show you this fucking jumpsuit. There's hundreds of blood spots on it.
Which will wash them into storm drains. Coquitlam Mayor Richard Stewart is chair of Metro Vancouver's.
It's not my blood. I know it's not because they don't fucking bite me. I'd wake up if they were biting me, eh?
And latex, and they're going to end up consumed by aquatic animals downstream. So they won't be able to digest them, and they'll poison some of them, I suspect.
He says because we've never been through a scenario where thousands of gloves end up in our oceans, we have no idea how big the problem will be for aquatic environments in the future.
It's not
even
thousands.
plastics and latex don't break down quickly. I'm Renee Bernard.
There's billions of humans that have two hands wearing these fucking
allowed to stay open during the pandemic, but a ruling in the States is raising some eyebrows. Our Jeff Reholman joins us with the details.
Use words to fuck up people's thousands of gloves, thousands of gloves up there.
But when I saw the news that the Florida governor has deemed the WWE as an essential business, even I was all Ron Burgundy.
That's just dumb.
Yeah, WWE, essential business, which allows them to continue to provide live content.
Yeah, it's TV content. They want people to stay home.
We need to physical distance. They're going to go ahead and have two people grapple, hug, suplex each other during 3 shows a week.
The Rock is going to do all he can to win the title.
Just let that sit for a second. WWE, an essential business.
Yeah, repeating the same thing 3 times. That's white people humor. I don't get it. Just try it on the other fucking time.
I'm Jeff Reholman.
It's the same thing 3 times now. Where's the punchline?
Stop the spread. COVID-19 can be deadly. Acting now will save lives. We all need to work together to stop the spread of COVID-19. Stay home, protect us our most vulnerable. Staying home will help keep our family, friends, and neighbors safe. Do your part. Stay home. For information, visit ontario.ca/coronavirus. Paid for by the Government of Ontario. These are unprecedented times for everyone. AGM Renovations is now ready to help all homeowners with any kind of emergency maintenance and repairs. Plumbing problems, furnace and AC problems, electrical problems, water damages, foundation leaks, roof leaks, window leaks, and much more. You have a problem? Call AGM. They can fix any kind of emergency maintenance and repairs in your home. For an express and safeguarded service visit, call
Safeguarded. What is safeguarded, bro?
Big story. I'm your host, Jordan Heath Rawlings. We'll take you through this crisis one day and one story at a time. Listen at thebigstorypodcast.ca or wherever you
Going
get your
through
podcasts.
one day, one crisis at a time, bro.
Now time for the All News Radio Business Report.
Oh, I've had one fucking thing after now. I don't know if I told you guys even half of what's going on.
To this new situation,
Not
we're
big
in here
problems,
as a
just
result of
fucking
the
hundreds of
pandemic.
little ones.
And certainly it's presented some issues for
Those are all
Rogers as
normal.
well. You know, usually if you needed something hooked up in your home, a Rogers service, a technician would come in and do it. That's not happening right now because of the pandemic. Rob McKenzie is Senior VP of Technical Operations at
I
Rogers.
hate those fucking guys.
Having technicians go into
Those guys smash up the bell lines on your house. They'll cut the
So what are we
wires and
doing
smash
then?
up the boxes on your house. They don't own them. Bell does.
You know, once again, to keep
You
customers
don't own
connected,
them. Bell
we
does.
created an enhanced self-install for
You
all
gotta
of our
pay
Ignite services.
money
Am I
for
going to
that.
be able to do that? What if I'm not so technically apt?
The technician will still come to the outside of your house. So the technician will come and just check all
He's
the
going to stand
connections
outside the window.
and then leave the equipment at the front door for you. What we've done is we actually have an app, and it guides the
you have an
customer how to connect up.
I don't know if my mom will be able to do that. She doesn't know what an app is, though. I don't know.
Well, it's for those that are, you know, where technology might seem like
He thought that was funny. He thought that was a real laugh, eh?
outfitted
I don't get
all
it.
of our technicians that are out in the field with video capabilities. So what they can do is they can talk to the customer and guide
I've
them
been
through,
denied.
or have a video conversation.
Ron, what if I break my
Repository.
phone? How do I
Monumental
If you need
repository
a
of
device to replace, we will deliver
humor
the
that
device
is
to you in hours. The
white
pro
guy
will
jokes.
actually guide the customer through from a safe environment how to use the phone and how to move over all their contacts, etc., to migrate onto the new phone and do it all from a safe distance. But we'll actually deliver the phone to you.
That's Ron McKenzie with Rogers, and Rogers is the parent company of this radio station at the Business Center. I'm Richard Southern. Hi, it's Tony Chapman, host of the podcast Chatter That Matters. Thanks to the incredible support of RBC, we're focusing on the heart of the Canadian economy, small businesses. We'll travel across Canada, meet different owners, learn about their dreams and what's happened since COVID-19 has shut down our economy. Meet Tracy Shepard. She left an incredible career and invested her life
You all
savings
got
in
forced
launching a
to use
mobile
the
meditation
internet
studio
to
called
admit that you know how.
only to find that the wheels of her business have fallen off. We'll take her story to Canada's top thinkers to provide Tracy.
There's a reason the beer store still lets you go in and buy in person, man.
Download Chatter That Matters wherever you get your podcasts. And thanks again to RBC for your
Those guys
support.
are
of
real
Small
not
Business
used to the
Matters.
beer.
As an essential service, Roto-Rooter wants you to know that they remain ready to help you with any of your drain, plumbing, or disinfection needs. Thank you
Yeah,
for understanding
Roto-Rooter,
as they
I got a
take
question.
preventative measures to ensure everyone's
How
health
come every
is a top
apartment building I live in, there's no
Contact
floor
them at
drains?
roto-rooter.com.
All these new fucking buildings got, I can see the fucking spouts coming up at the side of the building. Now got some type of floor drain.
Now taking a look at the national forecast for Sunday in
Like
Halifax.
apartments
clear, high
are
of
never
8.
supposed to have water
Montreal,
leaks,
some showers,
ever.
a high of 10 throughout
Where are all the water
day.
leaks? In
Toronto,
goddamn
rain with a high of
apartment
11. In Calgary, mainly sunny and 13. And Vancouver, a chance of some showers and a high of 16.
Number one for breaking news. This is All News Radio. It's Sunday, April 19th. Good morning. I'm Josh Ritchie here with what's making news right now. Prime Minister Trudeau has confirmed his
Prime Minister
the U.S. to keep the border crossing between the two countries
crime
closed
is only
for
divisible
another
by
30
himself.
days. The federal government is providing $306 million in funding for Indigenous business owners to help them weather the financial fallout of the pandemic. There's another light to come out of this pandemic. Performers from around the globe came together Saturday night to pay tribute to healthcare workers with a virtual concert.
Spain starts talking about what they're going to do when the country reopens after the pandemic, and a group of countries are calling for the world's major trade and transport hubs to stay open.
That shows really
In sports, despite COVID-19 precautions putting a hold on the hard-hitting hockey action, big moves are still being made in the NHL. More at 15.
Companies of all stripes struggling to adapt amid the pandemic, including Rogers. We're looking at how they're dealing with not having technicians in homes and how they're getting customers new phones when they need them.
Still the red spots, the Legos.
From the Cincinnati News Traffic Center, I'm Michael Ranger. We've still got a very, very quiet drive. Looking at some of the cameras around the GTA, not a lot of vehicles out on the road. There's a little bit of overnight construction. You'll find some on the Toronto-bound QEW as you head over the Burlington Skyway. Crews there working in the left lane, but that lane restriction not causing any problems. Everything remains up to speed on the Skyway. Southbound 404.
Fucking white,
16th Avenue, that's for overnight construction as well. And same story there. Everything moving fine past
I don't have to exercise to get that 8-pack. It's not a 6-pack. You have 8 abs unless you're fucking deformed. I have to exercise to get my legs to look like this.
11 degrees on your Sunday, but it's going to be wet and windy. Rain expected to begin falling around 7 a.m. or so, lasting till about 4 or 5 p.m. in the GTA. Winds gusting out of the southwest up to 60 kilometers an hour, a low of -1. Your high for today, 11 degrees.
Speckles, probably don't see the speckles, but you can see where.
Stressing that we're not out of the woods yet, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau confirmed on Saturday that the U.S.-Canada border will remain closed to non-essential travel for another 30 days. This comes a few days after President Trump was hopeful that measures at the border crossing would be eased sooner rather than later. Throughout the week, Trudeau never acknowledged what could happen with the border, only saying the talks had been progressive. The PM says now is not the time to let up.
White people, melanin, pigment, I should say. There's 6 different types of melanin. You know that?
Over for coffee,
you know
just taking the kids to the park. But
I don't have the red one. I'm missing that one. Because the albino gene seems to come from my dad. I'm not sure.
Responding accordingly.
The initial border crossing deal was due to expire on Tuesday. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Trudeau also announced $306 million in funding for Indigenous
business. That's not a tattoo, eh? I didn't put something on there and go lay in the sun, eh?
Trudeau says the money will be dispersed by financial institutions in Indigenous communities.
Holes in my legs. Holes in my legs.
Access short-term interest-free loans and non-repayable contributions, so they are better positioned to make it through and rebound after this crisis.
It gets even
Trudeau pointed out that the initiative will also provide support needed for Indigenous women. As the Liberals and opposition parties continue to negotiate about whether the House of Commons will reopen on Monday and under what terms, Prime Minister Trudeau says he doesn't think it's a good idea. Veronica Thor reports from Toronto.
The Prime Minister is insisting that it's not a good idea.
Goddamn shows, eh? Hey, maybe there was a thought in my mind when I chose it.
Members of Parliament and House of Commons
Boots,
staff
not the sickle cell, you
as negotiations continue between federal political parties. Trudeau says he remains hopeful that an agreement on scaled-back sittings can be reached before then.
I want a
The
cheese
Liberals are
sandwich so
proposing
bad.
one in-person sitting each week with a small number of MPs and more virtual sittings hopefully added as soon as possible. The Conservatives are pushing
shut down
back
every
against
trial,
that
but they
proposal,
have to
though,
give you
with
bail
Leader
for it.
Andrew
They'd be
Scheer
a
saying up
sparkless
to 4
motherfuckers.
in-person sittings are needed to hold the government accountable during the global crisis. I'm Veronica Thor.
In Ontario, that province is asking researchers to step up in the fight against COVID-19. The Premier making a major announcement Saturday afternoon. Caitlin Lee is in Toronto and brings us more.
Premier Doug Ford says Ontario will be investing $20 million into research.
Until we have that vaccine, letting our guard down
vaccine
means potentially exposing millions of our people to the virus.
He says Ontario was the province to discover insulin and has researchers at the forefront of the fight against cancer.
350 billion what? What are you going to do? Come here and collect? Fuck off.
It's this spirit, the Ontario spirit.
Drake don't walk down these streets, and neither does Justin Trudeau.
Meanwhile, as to what you can
But
do
Doug Ford
right now,
does.
Ford
He
continues to
drives
stress
down
that
these
physical
blocks like
distancing is
he
making a
lives
dent
here.
in those numbers.
The other
Ontario
cocksuckers ain't
reporting
from here.
10,010
They
new
lock
cases
it down.
today
They're on the
and
outside.
514
If he locks it
deaths.
down,
But
he's on the
those intimidating
inside.
numbers nowhere
That's what
near
you're not
what
fucking
was
paying
initially
attention to.
predicted. The province's health minister admitting there is some incomplete data, but they are working to solve those
Only
problems
smoke two
and
joints.
incorporate the missing numbers from Toronto Public Health. I'm Caitlin Lee.
To the West Coast now, where there have been 29 new confirmed cases of COVID-19 and 3 new deaths, all linked to long-term care homes in that province. As Bethlehem area reports, the province is looking into possibly lifting some restrictions next month while continuing safe distancing and basic hygiene practices.
The storm is still raging as people continue to die from COVID-19 here in BC. That's coming from the province's top physician,
They're labeled,
Dr. Bonnie
bro.
Henry,
They're not just
who
colored.
says if confirmed cases
Brown,
drop to zero,
left turn,
a gradual
right
approach to
turn.
lifting some social restrictions could
Dude,
happen
that
in
says
a month.
tail.
We took
They're
very
labeled,
quick
bro.
action to get us
They're
into
not
this,
just colored.
but we don't want all of the sacrifices that we have been doing across the province to be for naught.
Dr. Henry adds
for naught.
outbreaks and clusters of infections remain a top concern. So far, the province has confirmed 20 care home outbreaks. The province has also confirmed a Mission Federal Prison now has 70 cases of COVID-19. I'm Bethlehem Merriam.
COVID-19 continues to force us all to physically distance to prevent its spread, not only here in Canada, but around the world
Force
as well.
us all.
Joey
No, I
King
don't
has
want
taken a
you
look
near me, white
overseas
boy.
and brings us the
Listen to these
latest
guys.
from around the globe.
Forcing us. No, we don't want you spitting in our faces. We don't want you touching us. We don't want to give you anything of ours ever.
In a joint statement, the group said it is committed to working with all countries
Let
to
me see
coordinate
that. No,
in order to
how many
minimize
fucking white guys are going
disruptions
to come
and
up and
recover
telling me
They
to
want
give them what is
transport hubs
mine?
around the world to remain open for
Fuck, they
airlines
grab
to
things
maintain major
like
routes. Spain's
I'm gonna
death
buy
toll passed
something and they're
20,000
grabbing it
with
off the
almost
conveyor.
200,000 infected.
Buddy, don't
The
touch my
country is beginning
shit.
discussions on how to reopen their
I got a
economy after the
nigger
pandemic
disease.
is
And
over.
I'll get sick if you
Japan
do
is
that.
bracing
Don't
itself for a
fucking do it
crisis
again,
as
or
the
I'll
number
kill
of
you in
cases in
front
the
of this
country
Korean
rise.
bitch.
Equipment
She ain't
runs
gonna
low.
say
The
nothing.
Prime Minister says they are extending their state of emergency. The number of
Slice your
COVID-19
throat with a
infections in the world is
$20
over
bill,
2
bro. Did
million.
you know those are
While
razor
just under
sharp?
580,000 people
No,
have
yours
recovered.
aren't, because they're
I'm
20s.
Joey
They
Key.
use too much. The
Performers
hundreds are
from
crispy,
around the
bro.
globe came together Saturday night to pay tribute to healthcare workers who are on the front lines fighting COVID-19. James
Chinese
Mackin
ladies
has
will cut you
more
for
on these
250.
star-studded online events.
We should go buy fish
Several
with
stars united from their living rooms,
Chocolate fish
backyards, and kitchens to perform, to inspire, and to remind everyone the importance of physical distancing. Lizzo brought down her house
Yes,
as well
white
as
people,
houses around
public
the
service
world
announcement.
with her
Nobody
rendition
wants
of
you to
Sam
touch
Cooke's
them, spit on them, or
Change Is
breathe
Gonna
on them.
Come.
Fuck off. No one else is doing this shit.
Abby Kadabi of Sesame Street had an important message for anyone struggling to get through the quarantine.
You're not
When I
real.
have big feelings or little feelings or anything in between, I can just give myself a hug, a self-hug, just like that. And it's really nice.
Anyone inspired
So you
by
fit in the
wanting to
body
get together
bag.
at home
So when
and
something
rest
bad
on a
happens,
chair
you do this
can head to
automatically. So you fit in the body bag. That's
sign
great.
the pledge
That's
to
great.
stay
Thanks.
home throughout
Thanks.
the pandemic. I'm James
What did I say?
Mackin.
That's not real.
With no end in
No,
sight
that's
to
not real. That's
online
me.
classes, Ontario is teaming up with Apple and Rogers to hand out thousands of iPads with free data to kids in need. Mark Douglas joins us with more.
Ontario students are stuck with online learning, and for those who can't get their hands on a
I don't know
decent
why I'm bothered to
computer,
look it up.
well,
Doesn't
they're
matter where
getting
the
one
person
now.
is.
Over
Literally doesn't.
21,000 iPads have been and are being deployed by school board as we
Listen,
speak
it's
across this province to
Alberta
those
province.
families in need.
Education Minister Stephen Lecce calls it a partnership that embraces the spirit of Ontario. The province is getting a discount from Apple for all those iPads, and Rogers is providing free wireless data for those devices until the end of June. Rogers is the parent company of this radio station, so the
5G.
Learn at Home online program continues for now, and Premier Doug Ford says there is still no word from the province's top doctor on when
You
actual
can kiss that
classrooms might
5G network
reopen.
goodbye. Or you need a
determine
cell
when
phone
we
for
open
it. You're sitting at home all day.
based on health and science. As of yet, he has not mentioned it.
I'm Mark
Sits in a
Douglas.
corner, plugged in, doesn't
You're
it?
listening to All News Radio.
In uncertain times,
I
it's been
texted you.
famously
Oh, well, I've been
said,
home all day. I
look for
didn't
the
know.
helpers. At Amica, we think you should also look for the seniors.
What?
Seniors have so much wisdom and experience to share.
No, leave them alone.
They can help put these days into perspective. So look for the seniors in your life. Give them a reassuring call. And don't be surprised if they end up reassuring you. A message from Amica Senior Lifestyles.
Are you a condo landlord and your tenant has informed you they cannot make April rent or ask to negotiate a reduced rent? With the COVID-19 crisis, you can no longer evict a tenant for non-payment.
For a month they've been saying, leave old people the fuck alone. The fuck was that? Seek them out, seek them out, seek them out. Give them a call. Seek them out, seek them out. What the fuck?
As a landlord. Again,
that means go get them. It literally means that.
Is always changing. Now more than ever.
Listen 3,
I'm not losing my temper or my mind.
680 News.
Ask to play us on your smart speaker.
But I'm gonna kill somebody.
From the 680 News
It
Traffic
will be
Center,
very
Michael Ranger.
well thought out.
Of your major
I'm gonna
routes,
find just the
very
right
few cars
person.
on the road looking at some of the cameras
Somewhere
around the
there's a
city right
domino
now.
effect.
Again, not a lot of vehicles
Why
out
kill
there.
everybody? Everybody's already. I'm gonna stop this shit. I'm gonna kill somebody to stop at least 2 other deaths. At least one, then it's neutral. If I get another one, then maybe I won't go to hell.
Cruiser in the left lane.
Maybe.
Southbound 404 south of 16th Avenue.
I'm gonna
Cruise
fuck
there
about
working
hell.
in
And then
the 2
jail.
left lanes.
I'm gonna fuck about jail either. I'm dying.
Take note of now. Westbound Garner ramp to Young Bay, York. That is now closed. Going to reopen on August 9th. Next traffic report is at 2:21. Now let's check your forecast.
A daytime high of 11 degrees on your Sunday, but it's going to be wet and windy. Winds gusting out of the southwest up to 60 kilometers an hour in the afternoon, a low of -1. Monday it cools down to just 7 as your daytime high. Mainly sunny conditions though, a low of 3. Your high for today, 11 degrees.
From the virus doesn't exist to the pandemic was choreographed by world leaders. There's no shortage of conspiracy
Remember the last
theories
time
about
when
this
the guys
pandemic,
put my
especially
face,
on
the cops
social
are
media.
here, and I said what I said, and I put the bandana
talking to
up
one
on my
expert
face.
who
Oh yeah,
says,
before
unfortunately,
COVID,
it's hard to
motherfucker.
get people to change their minds.
You're being recorded. Let me warn you, you're being recorded. And today they're saying they don't know anything about this white-black fight thing going on. They don't know nothing. They've never heard any of it before. The cops have been called on me repeatedly, and the cops have been called on these other assholes repeatedly. But they don't know anything at all about it. This is the first we've heard of it.
He believes the only way to combat conspiracy theories is better educating children. This comes after a protest over the weekend that saw about 20 people
What do
march
kids
at
have to do with it? The kids aren't listening to these people. It's you listening to these people. Jesus Christ, you're doing...
I'm Monica Gould.
You're listening to All News Radio.
The big story. I'm your host, Jordan Heath Rollins. We're at home, so are you. We've got the stories to get you through this. Listen to BigStoryPodcast.ca or wherever you get your podcasts.
At Global Pet Foods, health and safety is a top priority. That's why we're taking extra precautions to keep customers, their pets, and our dedicated staff safe. Your pets are part of the family, so it's important that our proudly Canadian, locally owned stores are still open and fully stocked with pet foods, treats, toys, and more. For added safety, we've shifted to a curbside program for all our customers' needs. Find your local store today at globalpetfoods.com and call to place your order for pickup.
Join 680 News with Scotiabank in Operation Support Local. Hello, I'm Paul Cook.
I'm Catherine Jette. These local businesses are a part of our life, and while we'll recover, many places...
Before, when I said anti-assassination squad, they didn't respond. I say anti-assassination squad, now they go, I don't know what that is. I didn't even get the word squad out of my mouth. It's, well, I don't know what that is. Oh, the mic was off.
In partnership with our friends, Scotiabank, we're in this
Thought I
together.
didn't turn it off at all, so I thought it was still on.
This is All News Radio.
Good morning, I'm
Fuck,
Josh
that one was
Ritchie.
good,
Here's
too.
what's making news right now. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau confirmed Saturday morning that the U.S.-Canada border
Oh, what
will
did I
remain
just do? I
closed
was
to
gonna smoke
non-essential
that.
travel for another 30 days. This comes a few days after President Trump was hopeful that measures at the border crossing would be
I'm gonna
eased
roll more
sooner rather
joints.
than later. Throughout the week, Trudeau never acknowledged what could happen with the border, only saying talks had been progressive. And Prime Minister Trudeau also announcing $306 million in funding for Indigenous business owners to help them weather the financial fallout of this disease. Trudeau says the money will be dispersed by financial institutions in Indigenous communities.
Well, what are those, bro? What's a financial institution in an indigenous community? Those communities are not indigenous. You might call them aboriginal, but they're not indigenous. The communities of indigenous peoples. The communities are not indigenous. The reservations are no different than what you're experiencing now. You need permission to leave. If an outsider comes in, they get a fine. What? You need permission from the agent, the Indian agent. You need permission written to leave. You cannot build a house on your land with your materials without their permission. Even if you have the money and everything, they have to give you permission for your land. They call it yours, but then they say they set it aside for you.
I don't know where he sits on
some
that,
of
but
it was theirs.
35-year-old
None of
underwent
it's
ankle
yours,
surgery in
motherfucker.
October and was rehabbing in the winter. He had filed a grievance
what
with the
Tupac do?
NHL
He
Players
shot the
Association,
oppressors.
believing he should be paid
But
while
what he
recovering
didn't do
from the
was shoot
ankle
them in the
surgery.
back of the snapback.
Meanwhile, elsewhere in the NHL, the Columbus Blue Jackets were hard at work signing an all-star goaltender. Finnish netminder Jonas Korpisalo has signed a 2-year contract worth $5.6 million. Korpisalo had a 19-2 and 5 record with a 9.11 save percentage and 2 shutouts in 37 appearances this season after helping fill the hole Sergei Bobrovsky left after becoming a free agent last summer. Meanwhile, the COVID-19 pandemic continues to plague the athletic world, this time taking a healthy bite out of NBA salaries. Players will see a quarter of their paychecks taken out starting May 15th in an agreement with the league. This weekend would have marked the start of the playoffs, an important one for the Toronto Raptors, the current reigning
You should have been paid them by the game all the way along, stupid.
Impossible for the NBA to make any decisions as to when to resume play and is unsure when basketball will return. Sports on the 15th
I get paid by the
45s
season,
are
dog.
anytime at Sportsnet.ca.
I know you because you're like my cousin.
A 2-year research project to track
No,
how
I'll
Canadians see the
introduce you,
threat
you'll
of COVID
understand.
is underway, with support from the Social Sciences and Humanities Research Council, and already their first survey has some surprising results. Andrea Montgomery brings us more.
Is it science, medicine, politics, economics, or how we look on the world stage? Canadians are divided on what exactly is driving crisis decisions during the pandemic.
The season shit, I knew something was going to come up sooner.
Canadians were really quite unified, but it should be driven by 2 things. Number one,
You're doing 100% less work for giving up 25%.
there was a really strong consensus, and that things like political considerations and public opinion should be very low down that list.
That's Eric Kennedy from York University, an expert in disaster and emergency management who's leading the project. Another interesting finding, 94% of Canadians agree that catching coronavirus
need them
is
more
serious,
now because their faces are covered.
23% believe they could catch it. I'm Andrea Montgomery.
In BC, Vancouver's iconic Pride Parade is making some major changes in the wake of the pandemic, but it's not canceling. After Dr. Bonnie Henry announced that big summer celebrations wouldn't be able to go ahead because of COVID-19, we're hearing how the Pride Society plans to adapt. As Jonathan Sechrist explains, it's not the only event where organizers are weighing their options.
Andrea Arnott is the executive director of the Vancouver Pride Society. She says organizers have been preparing for this for a few weeks now and are looking at rolling out a virtual Pride Week. She says that would include a digital
Pride
version
of what?
of
Are you proud of being from Vancouver?
Like having messages from the
Okay, in Toronto they say gay pride. They don't fuck around. They say gay pride. I'm getting confused here.
visual Pride Parade.
Another big BC staple
Like,
is
I
the
call people
PNE.
faggots and
Spokesperson
gays.
Laura Balance says
I'm not talking
they're
about
looking
real
at all
homosexuals.
options to
I
make
don't
sure
give a fuck
something
about
can go ahead.
So I think that
Somebody's
if
closet
there's a
case
way for
weirdo
us to do
two-faced
it,
motherfucker.
we'll find it. I think this group of people will find it.
I'm Jonathan Sechrist.
Physical distancing and other COVID-19 restrictions aren't just
if it is about being proud of Vancouver, the problem is everybody that hears Vancouver Pride is going to assume you meant gay pride. You're going to assume that. No, it's got to mean that. It's got to be that.
Canada.
A lot of different breeding species singing right now.
They're going to see my search history tonight.
Migrating through the area.
He says the birds appreciate fewer cars on the road.
Mission, it's got to be these. I'm sure it's mission. It's in mission. It's in missions in DC. Federal penitentiary. COVID outbreak. Gay pride.
Pigeons should be able to
This guy's
adapt.
search history's
I'm
all
Rhea
over the
Lundis.
map. Was he
It's
planning
19
a trip
minutes
out
past
there?
the hour. You're listening to All News Radio.
This is All News Radio
On 680 News.
There are local heroes in our community saving lives every day. Doctors, nurses, and frontline workers sacrificing their own well-being to take care of others in this
Not
desperate
sacrificing
time.
your well-being.
Without those heroic frontline workers, where would we be? The Monitoring Center Home Security would like to thank all the frontline workers, nurses, and doctors working tirelessly to keep our community safe. We are indebted to you. Your courage provides hope for better days ahead for all Canadians. Thank you. On behalf of the Monitoring Center Home Security. Your home is more than just a place to live. It's your window of opportunity. With a home equity loan from Capital Direct, your home can provide valuable equity that will give you the freedom to complete those renovations, support your business, or simply get your debt in line. An easy call to 1-800-NEW-CAPITAL will open the doors to all the good things you thought were beyond your reach as a homeowner. So pick up the phone
Nothing's beyond my reach as anything, honey.
Capital today.
You're not beyond my reach, honey.
Live
and always breaking.
This is All News Radio.
I avoid doing that so I don't get all the hairs knocked off it.
Still a very, very quiet drive if you're out on the major routes. Looking at some of the cameras around the city right now, not a lot of cars out on the road. We do have a little bit of overnight construction. It's in a couple of spots this morning. Toronto-bound QEWs, you head over the Burlington Skyway. Crews working in the left lane, and then on the southbound 404 south of 16th Avenue there in the 2 left lanes. Although these lane restrictions not causing any delays, everything remains up to speed through both of those construction zones. Westbound Garner ramp to Young Bay, York. That is now closed long-term, not expected to reopen until early August. Your next report is at 2:31. Now let's take a look at your forecast.
Daytime high of 11 on your Sunday. Winds gusting out of the southwest up to 60 kilometers an hour in the afternoon. A low of -1. Monday, mainly sunny skies with a daytime high of 7 and low of 3.
I know they're not going to show, but there's little red dots
daytime
everywhere.
high of 5 and low of -2. Your high for today, 11 degrees.
Coming up at the bottom of the hour on All News Radio, we'll have more on Prime Minister Justin Trudeau confirming that the U.S.-Canada border will remain closed to non-essential travel for another 30 days, as well as $306 million in funding that has been provided for Indigenous business owners from the federal government to help them weather the financial fallout of
very interesting phrase, because they can't say
you can rest easy if you're worried about mosquitoes spreading the virus. Lisa Grant finds out more from
an expert. Can't say they're financing this because it's not theirs.
Carry West Nile virus, but
most people don't know what funding means. The word funding, like the word missile. They don't know what it actually means.
That this virus will be transmitted by mosquitoes or any other insect.
Dr. Nathan Peters specializes in microbiology,
bedbugs are a vector. I got B19 that way. Guaranteed bedbugs are a vector. The shit's not in your blood.
To live in and infect an insect
is roll over on these things and they explode.
Years of coevolution.
Oh, the ones that are dumb enough to eat to that point and still keep feeding are going from person to person to person. So guaranteed they get a sample of this shit. And you roll over on it and it explodes on your bed, on your skin, red dots.
This virus just does not have the machinery to do that.
So there's no reason to worry.
No reason to worry. Because the bug can't get sick from the virus, there's no reason to worry. The bug is a little bottle with virus. It doesn't have the virus. It just possesses it.
Another symptom to that list.
But they don't want to make that. They refuse to acknowledge that.
Let's get the big
That's how fucking Lyme disease and shit gets around.
It's the clinical term for a total loss of smell and, by extension, taste. It's also known as
Lyme disease, dengue, fever,
it's typically an early sign of upper respiratory infections like the common cold. Such infections interfere with the system of neurons connecting your nose to your brain. And when the COVID-19 outbreak started getting bad, doctors in hard-hit nations started noticing a nausea among test-positive patients. In Germany, more than 2/3 of those infected lost their sense of smell. And in South Korea, 30% of mild cases listed loss of smell as their only major noticeable symptom. Now, there's some new evidence out of
mild
UC
loss
San
of
Diego
smell
Health, a
was the
survey
only
of nearly
major
1,500
notice.
people
How do you
with
notice mild loss of
flu-like
smell? What
symptoms
are you
found that those who
smelling?
had lost their sense of taste and smell
All you people
were 10
live in
times more
cities,
likely to
urban
test
areas. You're
positive
not,
for
what are you
COVID-19.
smelling?
The campus has since added this to their screening measures for visitors and staff, and they're hoping other institutions will do so as well. With This Week in Science, I'm Curtis Doring.
We've heard the Prime Minister, Premier, and mayors from all across the country tell us to stay home during the pandemic, but the Premier of Nova Scotia had a different message for people living there, and it's prompted a whole movement. Our Jeff Verhoeven joins us with the details.
For the most part, we've been polite, asking people to stay home. But Nova Scotia Premier Stephen McNeil was a little more firm.
When all we have to do is stay the blazes home.
What a statement. Stay the blazes
cussing up
home. And you know what a phrase like that means?
Stay the blazes home, stay the blazes home. Think about the common good, stay the blazes home.
Yeah, the Premier's comments on physical distancing now all over YouTube.
Stay the blazes home.
And guess what?
Oh, what time is it? Oh, we're almost at the fuck it. I just lost every viewer. What's this stay the blazes home shit? No, he said blazes. Okay. He doesn't mean the same thing we mean. Like, that guy blazes. What? That guy one, two. The time to censor me is not when I'm giving away the slang, stupid. Of all the times to fuck with the videos when I'm giving away the lingo, right? Oh, yeah, you can't read that match, can you?
What's there, so I'm coming in total. 1 knock, 2 knock, 3 knock, 4. I would not see that, so I'm coming in total. 1 knock, 2 knock, 3 knock, 4. No one's there, so I'm coming in total. 1 knock, 2 knock, 3 knock, 4. I would not see that, so I'm coming in total. I don't knock, I don't pick locks. I kick doors down and let go shots. Call me hot shot, real life nightmare. And the S, I make niggas cry gangster tears. No alcohol, no beer. Like Freddy, I'll kill you in your nightmares. Where the cash at? Where the stash at? Fuck around, we gon' find where your girl's at. She's in the strip on the floor like the doormat. Rick and Rex from the sky, cause she know you whack. Bulldogs, let's believe we thinking over rap. This ain't fiction, we taking over rap. 1 crib, 2 crips, 3 crips, 4. Bulldog nigga, 6 bloods on the floor. 1 crips, 2 crips, 3 crips, 4. Bulldog nigga, 6 bloods on the floor. Booyah! 1 knock, 2 knock, 3 knock, 4. No upstairs, so I'm coming in total. 1 knock, 2 knock, 3 knock, 4. I hope you're not scared, so I'm coming in total. 1 knock, 2 knock, 3 knock, 4. No upstairs, so I'm coming in total. 1 knock, 2 knock, 3 knock, 4. I hope you're not scared, so I'm coming in total. Coming in total. No matter what, by the window, by the door. Yes, picking on the lock for the door. That's a show, cause we know what you got on the stove, on the table, and your money's in the box. So I'm picking on the lock, coming through the door, blasting. No move, nothing to ask. 1 bad move, then you get your ass kicked. Yo, I'm not in the mood, so repeat sketch. See the eyes of a wolf, and I hope you see it. Cold those around, so your ass is frozen. Wolf, motherfucker, now you about to get defeated. My bad, you bad, you the one who chose it. I know we able to give no options. Not more made, but a man on a mission. It's not a good dream, but a bad situation. More like a nightmare, you a hard victim. 1 knock, 2 knock, 3 knock, 4. No upstairs, so we're coming in total. 1 knock, 2 knock, 3 knock, 4.
There'll be an accusation about me by the morning time. I'm sure. Look at this, look at that.
1 knock, 2 knock, 3 knock, 4. Hope you're not scared, so I'm coming in total.
No, all I really would have had to do was, once he pressed 12, was just press every button between my floor and his. And if you started bitching, press every button. You got to start at your floor and then go down. Until you hit the one, because once you start going up, you got to go from the top down. So don't bitch about it. I'll do. All I really would have to do that way, boys. Put all the floors between mine and his, hit the buttons. And if you said one word, hit all the buttons. If you said one word, hit all the buttons. From my floor down there.
32013, free up on the dog, backstrap. Some motherfucking mafia. They ain't come home tonight. Nah, they ain't come home tonight.
He is. I'm not always wearing the same clothes.
Trying to see the light, but they ain't
ain't coming home tonight. I got some dogs to attend, trying to see the light, see the light.
So I know how long he's been watching me for. See, I do things a certain way for a certain reason.
Trying to see the light, see the light. But they ain't coming home tonight. They paid the price, gave it like they had to sacrifice. And they ain't coming home tonight. Free up all the dogs that ain't coming home.
What it said was, I do these things for a reason. Now I know exactly when he started watching me, right? Fuck, on the last word the screen freezes, eh? You gotta double check. No! Do you people flip out when someone discovers your internet browsing history? Like, what is up with you fucking people? This ain't no normal glitch. It comes on and off and disappears, and it acts like a human. It acts artificially intelligent. It responds to things I say and things on the radio. How the fuck is that not somebody doing that? Oh, how would that be possible? I don't know, the internet. Jesus Christ. Fuck the time. Fuck's sake, now what the fuck is it doing?
I ain't fuck with no cops. They don't like us getting involved in their political shit.
Look, yeah, we shouldn't even interact with white man. I mean, we are African, brother. Mother Africa's the only salvation.
Look, you I ain't fuck with no cops. They don't like us getting involved in their political shit.
Bankrupt your division, buddy.
Some of us feel we shouldn't even interact with white man. I mean, we are African, brother. Mother Africa's the only salvation.
Look, you phony ass bougie nigga. We ain't in Africa. We in Oakland. In Oakland, we got police brutality. We got the white man interacting his billy club upside the black man's head. That shit don't bother you. But you take your skirt wearing ass back to Africa.
Yeah. I can't breathe around this.
That's the first mention of Eric Garner, but when I pointed at it, the fucking video crashed and the internet disconnected. Thank you. Just confirming over and over.
Don't shoot Michael Brown every corner. Let's stick together.
Oh, I never said the first name. I've never said the first name out loud ever.
I can't breathe around his kid. Yeah, I can't breathe around his kid. Young godfather shooter, mama was a trooper and taught me well to survive through hell. In my DNA to get big, grandfather was a soldier. He's a war vet, you're a small vet, all alone. Educate your dome, coming off age to the page. 10 years in the making of a star, going far, wasn't born yesterday. Haters hate all day, is their job. A couple 100,000 ain't shit, rather starving with for millions. Man, listen, I rap for the children, you rap for the hood rats. Cops killing kids, blood spill and get promoted. Nation voted. If you was a family member, I would have answered with pride.
Indigenous women. Members of Parliament all across Canada are waiting to learn whether they will have to make their way to Ottawa as negotiations continue between the Liberals and opposition parties.
Let's go say they have to do
the House of Commons will reopen on Monday and under what terms?
In shit. They don't have to do anything.
From Toronto.
Unless an agreement is reached before Monday, the House of Commons will resume business as usual, with all 338 MPs, along with their staff,
state of emergency, but this little minor rule is suddenly big. What the fuck are you talking about, Mr. Drama Teacher?
Suggesting the House hold one in-person sitting per week with a reduced number of MPs. They add that this sitting would include a lengthy time for questions for the Prime Minister and Cabinet Ministers. The Conservative leader Andrew Scheer is speaking out about the proposal, saying up to 4 in-person sittings are vital to hold the government accountable during the COVID-19 crisis. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, however, says he's hopeful a deal can be struck and continues to insist that it's not a good idea for the House to resume as usual. I'm Veronica Thorne.
He's probably right.
Ontario is injecting $20 million into finding a COVID-19 vaccine. This comes as the province sees some promising signs that physical distancing is working. Caitlin Lee has the very latest.
Really? So how come the curve
Premier
hasn't flattened
Doug
yet, bro?
Ford
Where's
says
this
until
working?
we find a vaccine, letting our guard down means potentially exposing millions of people to the virus.
Find a vaccine,
So
like it's
we
just
need
out
to
there
act
somewhere.
quickly.
A vaccine, because there's multiple,
that
right?
discovered insulin. Our medical researchers are at the forefront of the fight against cancer. We were pioneers of open heart surgery. We have some of the best research facilities and hospitals in the world.
They'll be looking for proposals that can come to fruition within the next 1 or 2 years. Today's numbers intimidating: 10,010 COVID-19 cases now on the books in Ontario and 514 deaths. But there's also been a boost in resolved cases. Nearly half the people who've fallen ill have now recovered. As for what you're doing, physical distancing working. Premier Doug Ford says these numbers are better than initially predicted. On Monday, the province is expected to release
all the
new
people
projections
purposely
on where
trying to
case
spread it,
numbers
or
are
just
going
spreading it
and
amongst
when
each other?
the curve may flatten. I'm Caitlin Lee.
Now over to the West Coast, where there has been 29 new confirmed cases of
I'm telling
COVID-19
people
and
to
3
fuck
new
the hell
deaths
off before I hit them or whatever, and then put whatever the fuck I'm
As
saying.
Bethlehem Miriam reports,
There's dozens of people around. Nobody's telling me to calm down or not say that. I'm just sort of looking. Hey, how's this
New
gonna play out?
cases begin dropping to zero. Restricted activities could be allowed in about a month. BC's top physician, Dr. Bonnie Henry, says the province is still in the thick of it.
Bonnie Henry sounds
Guidelines will
like
have
a
to
gay
be
guy named
gradual
Henry. Hey,
as clusters and outbreaks
Henry? Oh, you
remain a
mean
top
Bonnie Henry?
concern.
We need to make sure that when we open things up, we do it in a measured, thoughtful way that protects
Now I'm
us
picturing a guy
and
making
protects
his voice.
all of us, while opening up our economy, while opening up our health system as we move forward.
Dr. Henry adds continuing safe distancing and practicing basic hygiene practices will have to continue during this period. I'm Bethlehem Miriam.
As measures are being taken to help slow the spread of COVID-19 here in Canada, countries around the world are also doing the same, trying to deal with the virus. With a look over the water, here's Joey Keeney.
Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison said a cell phone app to help trace people who have been in contact with a person infected with coronavirus will not be mandatory. However, he said he may make it mandatory if not enough people sign up. Media
Not
reports
enough people,
suggest that the app needs 40% of Australian users to sign up to make it work effectively.
No, you said a totally different number earlier today.
Canada could implement something similar.
Said some crazy.
Africa has now more than 1,000 deaths from COVID-19, while Nigeria said the president's chief of staff has died. A total of 52 of the continent's 54 countries have reported cases of the coronavirus, with the overall number of cases at almost 20,000. The African CDC has said more than 1 million test kits will be rolled out starting next week.
The black people,
COVID-19 has infected more than 2 million people, with over 575,000 recovered. I'm Joey Keeney.
Celebrities from all corners of Hollywood joined together on Saturday night for a global broadcast in support of frontline workers during the pandemic. Our James Mackin joins us with more.
One World, Together from Home. That was the name given to several stars coming together to perform. From Billie Eilish to John Legend, the Rolling Stones to Lady Gaga, stars from all around the world performed from the comfort of their home. But the stars weren't just performing, they were informing as well on various groups who are at risk of COVID-19. Beyonce talked about her hometown
choice of words there.
A recent report from my home city, Houston, Texas. It showed that COVID-19 deaths within Houston city limits, 57% of fatal cases are African American. Please protect yourself.
And some stars who delivered
Let's
some
give you a number. It
information
rounds
wanted
up
sing
to
as well,
60, but
such
it's
as
50,
Idris
like
Elba.
half. Like, oh, that's normal. Half. They're not half the population. Everything's fucked up about the way they report this.
We may have to stay 6 feet apart from everyone else.
70 3 days ago. Now it's
together.
57. 50.
Ontario is teaming up with Rogers to distribute thousands of iPads with free data to students who lack
two
access
sets of numbers
at
that
home.
changed today.
Mark Douglas joins us with more.
They just ran the stories back to back.
That embraces the spirit of Ontario.
Education Minister Stephen
I could be
Lecce
wrong
says
on
the
lots of things. I
provincial
could be
government
hearing
has
lots
made
of
a
things
deal
wrong,
with
but no, there's
Apple
no
and
way I'm getting
Rogers
all of
for
this.
kids in need all across Ontario.
Provide iPads, internet connectivity, and the learning software preloaded for families for free for the remainder of the
Don't
school
try and sell us these
Provincial government
iPads.
is
We'll
getting a
fucking
discount
hit
on
you
buying
and bring
more
them
than
back to the government.
21,000 iPads for students. Those are
Please, yeah,
already being
either
sent out
mailbox
by
or
the
the
school
police,
boards.
I don't know.
And to go along with those iPads, Rogers is providing
can't
free
show shit in the
wireless
mailbox
data
now.
until
The
June
mailman's
30th. Here's Premier Doug Ford.
For the parents, I hope this gives you some peace of mind.
But neither Ford nor Lecce can offer any new insight on when actual schools might reopen. Rogers is the parent company of this radio station, I'm Mark Douglas.
You're listening
try and
to
sell
All
us
News
those
Radio.
fucking iPads, man. We'll fuck you
It's
up.
Jeff from Reliance Home Comfort.
They better have a little black trillium sticker on them.
But if you need furnace, hot water, or plumbing help, we're here for you. Understanding the seriousness of the current situation, we're taking great pains to make sure that any visit to your home is safe for you as well as our Reliance team members.
What would that be?
So if you find yourself in need of a heating or plumbing professional, we're here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. As always, when you need help you can trust, just call on Reliance.
At Sleep Country.
I gave that man that did that because I grew up in a gang and was raised by the streets. But I'm corporate, so I educate. Been racial profiled by cops 100 times to keep it 100 lives. It wasn't during a crime.
You're Scottish and 6 foot, so am I, pussy.
They're wasting their time. Pigs, do you know
Oh, you're a police family? I'm a military
You don't want it with me. You don't want it with rockers. They don't want it with G. Nigga. I can't breathe around this
connected to the government that got elected?
Yeah, I can't breathe around this bitch.
I own the land.
Yeah, I can't breathe around this bitch. Yeah, I can't breathe around this big. Hands up, don't shoot, knock around every corner. Let's stick together and be forever, cause we're soldiers. I can't breathe around this place. I can't breathe around this place. Hands up, don't shoot, knock around every corner. Let's stick together and be forever, cause we're soldiers. I can't breathe around this place. I can't breathe around this place. I can't breathe around this place. Hands up, don't shoot, knock it down. I can't breathe. I can't breathe around this place.
People keep getting close enough to touching me, then telling me not to touch them, then telling other people I touch them. My friends will shoot you if I ask you to. You think I'm gonna touch your fucking Germany infected ass? Wow, you think lowly of me, man. You think lowly of me, man.
Yo, check it. Don't give me 10 seconds to battle you back, bitch. I leave you in the casket, just using my lips, cause I'm a verbal murderer. You heard of me before, derelict. The one the sickest rappers keeping it in store. I'ma keep it on lock, my lip locks like a Glock. I pop shots out my tongue and I'ma leave your ass shot. I lacerations from the throat from the mic cord. You wanna come at me and claiming that you're hardcore. I battle rap and victimize you fucking whack MCs. So don't come at me cause I'm like a venereal disease. Leave you sicking like the clap from Eddie Garner. You don't wanna fuck with this shit because I'll see it to your deathbed. Off the shit that I said, off the shit that I spit off my head, leaving you a dread, locked like the hairstyle. While I stay so fire with my profile, I mean I lock it up down with my cerebral. While all you and your people been acting like we so evil, but you ain't bad at all. You need a slap across the jaw, whack and roll, cause claiming shit that you ain't never done before. You're claiming that you're grimy and gritty and hardcore and roll, but I think that you learned hardcore with scare bands, and I don't care, man, cause I don't really play fair. I'm here to battle you, start a cypher and spark it, or else I'm gonna have to jack you up and rob your pockets, rob your wallet. Don't know what you want to call it, being a victimized again. When this team is how we stall it. We stalling on the streets and invading the homes and kicking out fucking laws and putting guns to domes. I'm a hypocritical cat who used to stuff packs. Now I slang crap. No, I don't slang crack because I'm hypocritical because I said it was so bad. Now I'm sitting here and I'm acting oh so mad, but I'm oh so glad. At the same time, my brothers be making money, but it ends off the packs and that ain't damn funny. Seeing the wake up in the fucking yard, seeing people run up like, oh my god, like what we gonna do? Our kids be getting stabbed up, Age of 12, like yo, let's hit this smash up and get this cash up and take them out.
Doing the exact opposite of everything I'm trying to make it do, right?
The negativity's the life for helping me focus on everything else, not the positive. So let's go on and just flow.
I got all my secret bank accounts on this one and all my Bitcoins. Right, there's a good idea.
All your fake ass slurs of life, and let's go. I'ma keep it on the mic. And I'ma keep it on the mic and just go. And I'ma keep it on the mic. I'ma keep it on the mic.
Hey, yeah, the heartfelt shit. Yeah, the heartfelt shit. Check it. These days I'm on that, so don't fuck with them, yo. Yeah. The derelict, Philly team, Dreamcast. We beat them schizo kids, we beat them schizo kids. Hey yo. I hold a murderous mind that's dark and twisted and blind and meant to define as the grim reaper around the dark night of master. Spit natural disasters, rust for bone fractures and blood plasma flash. I'm the one you don't get to play with cause I'll finish ya. Sick in the cerebral, insanely relinquish ya. Flurry of pain and verbs of rebuttal context. To flex phrases, sharp syllables and slice necks. And step to a beat and step with the rhythm. I beat that ass like a beat when the bass starts hitting. My personality's hitting, so which one is it? Got 7 homies in the brain, including derelict. Stone cold hard with the go hard drive. Stone throw smash with these oh so dope lines. I'm the lifeline and I'm the life that cause death every time I spit. When I do begin schizo kids, you know who this is. Dreamcast, Philly D, and the derelict. Lyrics of lunatic, spiritual psycho shit. This understood shit, skillin' when we spit. Go ahead and run your mouth, go ahead and talk your shit. Make the shit spray season, gon' get your ass hit. Lyrics of lunatic, spiritual psycho shit. You know who this is. We be them schizo kids.
When I'm writing these words and when I cycle these verbs, just tell me what you have heard because it isn't absurd. And when I'm spitting these rhymes, I get poetic at times, so don't be fighting my routes, cause I'll be snapping the spine. For all the muscle and souls who've given up on the goals because your life's full of holes, so lay your heart just be cool. Just keep a smile on your face because hate is such a waste. You don't want to end up shamed and be the one with the blame. Cause I'm just killing these cats when I be spitting these raps, and I'll be done with these facts. You think they're better than that. When I be fighting this case, I'll leave you all in a daze with all the words that I say just can't be taken away. I look at you like you're not the only one who's on top. You really need to just stop and get the hell off your rock. Maybe we're all just like you, don't really want to be rude, but you're just killing the mood and you're not gonna get beat. We beat them schizo kids, you know who this is. Dreamcast, Philly D, and the derelict. Lyrics of lunatic, spiritual psycho shit. This understood shit, skillin' when we spit. Go ahead and run your mouth, go ahead and talk your shit. Make the shit spray season, gon' get your ass hit. Lyrics of lunatic, spiritual psycho shit. Yes, you know who this is. We be them schizo kids. Yo, I'll snap your shit and have to watch you sleep in your rooms. Hearing my dementia laugh fast and killing your goons. Sick in the head, I'm the grim reaper, but cheaper. I'll punch you in the eye through the motherfucking speakers. The voices in my head erupt and explode. Stuck here spitting another schizophrenic episode. Looking for the rustiest blade that I can find, and I'll pound it in this wall, putting holes through your mind. I'll kick you in the jaw and shatter it with my toe cap. Bones in your face swept looser than a hose flap. While you're on the phone, convulsing, struggling to breathe. Watch me cut off your air with strands your girl's lead, and drag you by your desecrated face into the kitchen, and fucking beat you with the can so you start twitching. By the sound of this shit, I should be in the mob. I'm a lunatic, but murdering MCs is my job. We don't schizo kids, you know who this is. Dreamcast, Philly D, and the derelict. Lyrics of lunatic, spiritual psycho shit. This understood shit, skillin' when we spit. Go ahead and run your mouth, go ahead and talk your shit. Make the shit spray season, gon' get your ass hit. Lyrics of lunatic, spiritual psycho kids. Yes, you know who this is. We be them schizo kids.
That's the other. Okay, there was another one. It was there. This is number 4. Okay. Years ago. Oh, screen's freezing. I need to change it. Fuck. On. It's not supposed to be.
Come on.
Just let me think. Yeah, just let me think. Just let me think. In the storm brews, I'm striking fast.
Oh shit, I can get coffee technically. And I gotta go to Tim Hortons. So if you don't have sickle cell or some type of anemia, you may not think of this. You saw my legs just now. And I'm not bullshitting. 8-pack, not 6. And I know I'm skinny too. It's a fucking thing. I got no fat. Whatever weight I got is all fucking muscle. Feeding all that muscle is not easy. Because I have bad hemoglobin. I'm high. Fuck off. And I have B19 and the tooth. My red blood cell count is too low. So everywhere I go, I gotta think real hard about if I'm gonna make it there and back, or if I'm gonna have to stop and rest it. I'm not even joking. I'm gonna go to the other Tim Hortons. Click, click. I'm leaving in like 60 seconds, so I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, the derelict, dream jobs. What up? Nah, my boy, my spread 2009. We gonna make it. Yeah, they ain't stopping us, eh? Nah, they ain't stopping us. Nah.
I do this for my SG riders, GZ Loki right behind the CD, get behind me, sipping on the gin. Them hoes stay down when it's sticky, all my niggas ready with me, I be feeling trippy, flowing in the wind. The shorty wanna talk for the night, for a talk for this life. I feel I never want this shit to end. For the dope, my nigga. For the dope, my nigga, never want this shit to end. Do this for my SG riders, GZ Loki right behind the CD, get behind me, sipping on the gin. Them hoes stay down when it's sticky, all my niggas ready with me, I be feeling trippy, flowing in the wind. The shorty wanna talk for the night, for a talk for this life. I feel I never want this shit to end. For the dope, I got a style like this, my nigga HS, they strapped with the black and facts and 6 next. Rough cause my closest niggas, they move left. All mother used to post on a block and protest, now what's next? All I see is money in my vision. Only I paint pictures when I'm spitting, me and them niggas different. We can never be the same, niggas snitching, trying to blame it on niggas like what it's saying. Gucci got niggas all back in my name, it's gonna hurt. When I'm 9 grades, Connect to your brain and too soft to be better if you stay in your lane. For the dome, I'm just saying it don't for the dome. I got a pack of 4 these niggas tryna stunt and I lead them to the dome. You already know how I go. Anything goes for the dome. For the dome, my nigga, I'ma have to get it in. For the dome, I'm about to go and get it in. I do this for my SG, riding GZ, low-key right behind the CD, hit it behind me, sipping on the gin. Them hoes stay down when it's sticky. All my niggas riding with me, I be feeling trippy, flowing in the wind. The shorty wanna talk for the night, for a talk for this life. I feel I never want this shit to end. For the dome, my nigga. For the dome, my nigga. Never want this shit to end. Do this for my SG, riding GZ, low-key right behind the CD, hit it behind me, sipping on the gin. Them hoes stay down when it's sticky. All my niggas riding with me, I be feeling trippy, flowing in the wind. The shorty wanna fuck for the night, pour a cup for this life. I feel I never want this shit to end. For the dough, I be taking risks. I make a flip and let it take all of my paper quick. In 2020, they can tell me that I ain't the shit. I ain't the one for pussy niggas to be playing with. I spray the victim on my SG, nigga been a product for the last tunnel vision. Now I'm seeing getting money is my plan. So my team stay ready. Fuck niggas be competitive. I pour the top out and everybody gon' get it. Say the word, then my nigga yo ready to slide. I'm laid back, put your hoe out to get up inside. I always been a real nigga and I never was hide. I used to work a 9 to 5, but it's better than grind. Getting high off the weed I smoke. I gotta keep the heat close, you know I need my toes. All the shit I seen before niggas to leave you go. I told my nigga Teezy go, that we just niggas go. For the dough, my nigga, I'ma have to get it in. For the dough, I'm about to go and get it in. I do this for my SG, riding GZ, low-key right behind the CD, hit it behind me, sipping on the gin. Them hoes stay down when it's sticky. All my niggas riding with me, I be feeling trippy, blowing in the wind. The shorty wanna talk for the night, for a talk for this life. I feel I never want this shit to end. For the dough, my nigga. For the dough, my nigga, never want this shit to end. Do this for my SG, riding GZ, low-key right behind the CD, hit it behind me, sipping on the gin. Them hoes stay down when it's sticky. All my niggas riding with me, I be feeling trippy, blowing in the wind. The shorty wanna fuck for the night, pour a cup for this life. I feel I never want this shit to end.
I gotta start like this. Free my nigga Ox. Blunt fingers for niggas who speak the cops. Man, I'm back on my bullshit. Never really gave a fuck. I'm in too deep. And I never shoot a play for guns. Lock like they met, but they soft like a ladies bunch. Laughing at your team like who the fuck rock the Brady bunch. They don't see, told the team like I'm the latest stuff. So I'm about to team, I'm not trying to get you paid for fuck. Feel like two throwing thunder like that. It's the truth, he ain't the truth, man. He under disguise. I front round, but still under disguise. I ain't stepping how long. Can't you see the bags under my eyes? Fact how I ain't living yet. Used to rush a pack a day. Never smoked a cigarette, but now I smoke a pack a day. From the 6th grade, I've been scrapping with this gang. Get wet like a nigga that been trapping in the rain. I feel like old dog, the way I'm trafficking the cane. No love, no heart. Nigga, all I feel is pain. Nigga that ain't working my work. Got no fuck, think I'm finna die. Cause a nigga got no luck. When I was ready to ride, the niggas never showed up. Waved in my hands at the devil on my shoulder. Said I wouldn't stop and I got shot with a gold gun. What is bitch in the streets, nigga, so what? Yup, I'm in the streets, nigga, so what? Rob my connect whenever the dope slows up. Yup, I'm in the streets, nigga, so what? Rob my connect whenever the dope slows up.
My nigga, I'ma have to get it in. For the door, I'm about to go and get it in. I do this for my SG, riding GZ, low-key right behind the CD, hit it behind me, sipping on the gin. Them hoes stay down when it's sticky. All my niggas riding with me, I be feeling trippy, blowing in the wind. The shorty wanna talk for the night, pour a cup for this life. I feel I never want this shit to end. For the dough, my nigga. For the dough, my nigga, never want this shit to end. Do this for my SG, riding GZ, low-key right behind the CD, hit it behind me, sipping on the gin. Them hoes stay down when it's sticky. All my niggas riding with me, I be feeling trippy, blowing in the wind. The shorty wanna fuck for the night, pour a cup for this life. I feel I never want this shit to end. For the dough, I'm in the minds of any friend disguise that I'm thinking dope, but I'm getting pussy, pushing niggas in the center rising. I've been about it, I beg your body. I need like Bugattis, I got the kind of thing you're putting right through your mommy. Two shooters by me, I'm suited in new Versace. SCRP, I call it my click on my crew of posse. You see the niggas slipping, I'm gripping, using the shot. I'm ready to make my money, you niggas do it for hobby. This shorty wanna rock it, before they got me roddy. I ain't stopping till I'm in the Benz, balling in the Audi. Bitches call a nigga poppy, I go all in for the profit. You need it, I can get it. If you want it, then I got it. Got it dirty, bitch, to make a nigga harder than a rocket. I'm saying the bitch, I'm feeling like I'm harder with the rocket. I don't give a fuck like a bitch, gotta be making my dough. I'm picking the middle, so get them all up, my niggas are getting dope. My nigga, I'ma have to get it in. For the door, I'm about to go and get it in. I do this for my SG, riding GZ, low-key right behind the CD, hit it behind me, sipping on the gin. Them hoes stay down when it's sticky. All my niggas riding with me, I be feeling trippy, blowing in the wind. The shorty wanna fuck for the night, pour a cup for this life.
It's also the day I was gonna stab him in the eye with my keys.
For the dough, my nigga, never want this shit to end. Do this for my SG, riding GZ, low-key right behind the CD, hit it behind me, sipping on the gin. Them hoes stay down when it's sticky.
He said he was gonna fuck me up. I said I'll stab you in the eye with my keys.
Shorty wanna fuck for the night, pour a cup for this life. I feel I never want this shit to end. For the dough,
Why the fuck? Why are these people starving me? Where'd the clock go? Where'd the system burn? Everything disappeared when I wasn't looking.
Financial fallout of this pandemic. It's another light to come out of the pandemic.
For the world's major trade and transport hubs to stay open.
In sports, despite COVID-19 precautions putting a hold on the hard-hitting hockey action, big moves are still being made in the NHL. More at 15.
Companies of all stripes struggling to adapt amid the pandemic, including Rogers. We're looking at how they're dealing with not having technicians in homes and how they're getting customers new phones when they need them.
From the 680 News Traffic Center, I'm Michael Ranger.
It's funny, what it was very specific. You don't own the building.
No delays
And my comeback was very specific.
A little bit of overnight construction. You'll find some on the Toronto bound to QEW as you head over the Burlington Skyway. Crews working in the left lane. And then if you're traveling southbound on the 404 south of 16th Avenue, 2 left lanes are gone there, but no delays by either of these construction spots. We do have a ramp closed now, long-term westbound Garner ramp to Young Bay, York. Closed as of today. It will remain closed until August 9th.
Chit-chattering, and he knows if he says something about it not being my land or something.
Daytime high of 11 degrees on your Sunday, but it's going to be wet and windy. Rain expected to begin falling around 7 a.m. or so, last until about 4 or 5 p.m. in the GTA. Winds gusting out of the southwest up to 60 kilometers an hour, along 5 to 1. Your high for today, 11 degrees.
If it's hot, I'll throw it in your face.
Thing that we're not out of the woods yet, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau confirmed on Saturday that the U.S.-Canada border will remain closed to non-essential travel for another 30 days. This comes a few days after President Trump was hopeful that measures at the border crossing would be eased sooner rather than later. Throughout the week, Trudeau never acknowledged what could happen with the border, only saying that talks had been progressive. The PM says now is not the time to let up.
The Saturday morning in April means getting outside to enjoy the sunshine, having a friend over for coffee, or just taking the kids to the park. But these aren't normal times. We're living through an unprecedented public health emergency.
Did you spell it Presidente?
The initial border crossing deal was due to expire on Tuesday. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Trudeau also announced $306 million in funding for Indigenous business owners to help them weather the financial fallout of this pandemic. Trudeau says the money will be dispersed by financial institutions in Indigenous communities.
It will allow Indigenous businesses to access short-term interest-free loans and non-repayable contributions, so they are better positioned to make it through and rebound after this crisis.
Trudeau pointed out that the initiative will also provide support needed for Indigenous women. As the Liberals and opposition parties continue to negotiate about whether the House of Commons will reopen on Monday and under what terms, Prime Minister Trudeau says he doesn't think it's a good idea. Veronica Thor reports from Toronto.
The Prime Minister is insisting that it's not a good idea for the House of Commons to resume as usual on Monday and for all 338 members of Parliament and House of Commons staff in Ottawa. As negotiations continue between federal political parties, Trudeau says he remains hopeful that an agreement on scaled-back sittings can be reached before then. The Liberals are proposing 1 in-person sitting each week with a small number of MPs and more virtual sittings hopefully added as soon as possible. The Conservatives are pushing back against that proposal, though, with Leader Andrew Scheer saying up to 4 in-person sittings are needed to hold the government accountable during the global crisis. I'm Veronica Thor.
In Ontario, that province is asking researchers to step up in the fight against COVID-19. The Premier making a major announcement Saturday afternoon. Caitlin Lee is in Toronto and brings us more.
Premier Doug Ford says Ontario will be investing $20 million into
How the
research.
fuck did it climb
Until
up
we
into
have
this
that
shit?
vaccine, letting our guard down means potentially exposing millions of our people to the virus.
He says Ontario was the province that discovered insulin and has researchers at the forefront of the fight against cancer.
It's these bright minds, that grit and determination. It's this spirit, the Ontario spirit, that gives us hope in these dark times.
Meanwhile, as to what you can do right now, Ford continues to stress that physical distancing is making a dent in those numbers. Ontario reporting 10,010 new cases today and 514 deaths. But those intimidating numbers nowhere near what was initially predicted. The province's health minister admitting there is some incomplete data, but they are working to solve those problems and incorporate the missing numbers from Toronto Public Health. I'm Caitlin Lee.
To the West Coast now, where there have been 29 new confirmed cases of COVID-19 and 3 new deaths, all linked to long-term care homes in that province. As Bethlehem Merriam reports, the province is looking into possibly lifting some restrictions next month while continuing safe distancing and basic hygiene practices.
The storm is still raging as people continue to die from COVID-19 here in BC. That's coming from the province's top physician, Dr. Bonnie Henry, who says if confirmed cases drop to 0, a gradual approach to lifting some social restrictions could happen in a month.
We took very quick action to get us into this, but we don't want all of the sacrifices that we have been doing across the province to be for naught.
Dr. Henry adds outbreaks and clusters of infections remain a top concern. So far, the province has confirmed 20 care home outbreaks. The province has also confirmed a Mission Federal Prison now has 70 cases of COVID-19. I'm Bethlehem Merriam.
COVID-19 continues to force us all to physically distance to prevent its spread, not only here in Canada, but around the world as well. Joey Keeney is taking a look overseas and brings us the latest from around the globe.
A group of 13 countries, including Britain, Brazil, Italy, and Canada, are calling for global cooperation to lessen the economic impact of the coronavirus pandemic. In a joint statement, the group said it is committed to working with all countries to coordinate in order to minimize disruptions and recover stronger. They want key transport hubs around the world to remain open for airlines to maintain major routes. Spain's death toll passed 20,000 with almost 200,000 infected, but the country is beginning discussions on how to reopen their economy after the pandemic is over. And Japan is bracing itself for a 26th number of cases in the country rise.
They stopped the economy.
The Prime Minister says they are extending their state of emergency. The number of
COVID-19
infections in the world is over 2 million, while just under 580,000 people have recovered.
We didn't stop making money.
Performers from around the globe came together Saturday night to pay tribute to healthcare workers who are on the front lines fighting COVID-19. James Mackin has more on the star-studded online events.
I had to play the same principles
Several
every day,
stars united from their living rooms, backyards, and kitchens to perform, to inspire, and to remind everyone the importance of physical distancing. Lizzo brought down her house, as well as houses around the world, with her rendition of Sam Cooke's "A Change Is Gonna Come."
Oh, wow. I need to go find coffee. No, I'm just going to leave it running.